Hey guys, welcome. It's the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is episode 399 of 4Player Podcast. We're one episode away of 400 podcasts.
Well, that's how math works.
I know what you're about to say, Brad.
Do you?
Or maybe I don't.
I was gonna say our intro.
Oh, okay.
Our intro music's always so classy, but then we start with like, "Hey guys."
It's a great juxtaposition.
Yes, I guess you're right.
If you ask me. Anyways, my name is Nick Henderson. Of course, I'm joined by Brad Simons,
Hello.
Nolan Hedstrom,
How's it going, everybody?
and Christopher Guthridge.
Hello.
We're here to talk about video games. Before we get started, I do want to quickly remind everybody that's watching us live on 4pp.tv that... Damn it, Nolan!
Jesus Christ! I was right in the mic. Holy fuck! Jesus, we're sorry.
I'm not.
Anyways,
Please
I
come
was
back.
just going to quickly remind everybody who's watching us live that we recently launched our brand new website and community forum, so please visit 4playernetwork.com and bookmark us if you haven't. We're getting around to that time of year where we got to start preparing to apply for E3, and obviously traffic to our website plays a big role in that.
Oh god, guys, just fucking set it to your homepage for the next couple months. It would be a huge help to us.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much just them going to our site helps.
Yes.
Just even just like going and like just opening it up. If you're going to be fucking browsing Reddit, just open up our site in another tab.
How else am I going to be able to play Phantom Dust this year?
Plus, I mean, it's not a bad idea to do so anyways, because the community forums we are trying to build those back up. So if you haven't yet, please go make an account there. But we're also featuring forum highlights or forum discussions every day on the front page of 4playernetwork.com. So check it out, join the forums, start conversations. We really appreciate it. And we also launched our new Patreon campaign. So if you have not yet, or if you were thinking about... Why are you smiling at me, Nolan?
Because you just farted.
God damn it.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
I thought it was a small earthquake.
You can only hold them in for so long.
It's bad for you.
It's like essentially like pulling the pin of a grenade and then just sticking it up your butt. Eventually, it's going to go off.
What? Wait, what? What's going off?
Holding in a fart.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever like been with like a girl like on a date or something,
yes.
and you have to hold in farts for like hours on end?
No, why would you do that? You're building that relationship on a foundation of lies if you do that.
Oh,
Well, not on like the first date. You lie the shit out of a first date.
You say that?
If you tell the truth on a first date, you will never get anywhere.
You will die
You
alone.
have to lie
You will die
so
alone.
much.
You want to know the truth? 3.5 years. no, me, for plenty. I've never heard the lady fart. 3.5 years. Some people can just hold it.
Maybe she just farts at work.
Yeah. I'm impressed. It's never stopped me.
Okay.
Anyway, back on topic.
Oh god, this is derailed. Officially derailed. Maybe we should start a forum thread for that.
What?
Just take a poll, see who's farted in front of their significant other.
Oh, I fart in front of Bernadette all the time.
I don't.
I dropped a deuce on her chest.
That's going somewhere.
Sorry.
I was gonna say like sometimes she'll come up to me and like come behind and squeeze me and I'm like don't. You asked for it.
Now this is a juxtaposition to that classy ass music.
Yeah.
Oh, I can smell it now.
Ow!
I
Really?
hate you
Is
guys.
this even a podcast? What is this?
I don't smell it.
This is the
Donate to our Patreon. We can keep doing this. God damn it.
400 episodes. We almost made it to 400 episodes, and I never heard anyone in this podcast fart before.
Really?
That's a
You didn't
lie.
hear me fart.
That's a
Chris heard me fart.
goddamn lie.
You heard me fart in the movie
What movie?
Green Zone.
Okay.
You remember the fucking
No,
memorable
because, let me
Yeah.
tell the story. I think we've told it before. But this is,
Oh, it's the
Didn't that
credits
movie
start.
come out
no,
in
it wasn't the credits.
2007 or
It was in
something?
the middle of this high-octane action sequence, like there's gunfire, and
Like
fucking
helicopters.
explosions. A helicopter's like it's in a tailspin, it's coming down to crash. Fucking helicopter slams on the ground. It's a huge explosion, and Nolan decides this would be a good time to fight. And right as he farts, like it cuts to a scene like in an office or something.
Complete silence.
Complete silence. He lets it rip.
It was a pretty big one
and the whole
too.
thing
Was it like a high-pitched one?
No, it was like a deep one.
It was throaty.
Kind of like vibrated the chair a little bit. It was a big one. But the best part was there was silence for still a second, and then Bernadette was on this side, and Nick was, and they look across at each other, and then just the whole theater starts
The whole
laughing.
theater starts laughing.
It was pretty good. I made that movie good.
Did it smell?
No, it didn't.
The loud ones, they never smell as bad.
Right? It's like if you try and sneak one out, those are the ones that always smell.
Oh my god. What are we talking
You just got to do
about?
like the cough, like the, and then you're all good.
Speaking of farts, I've been playing Majora's Mask.
Is that where we're
Not really
going?
how we're starting this conversation.
I guess so.
That game's alright.
Is Majora's Mask a fart?
I think there's a fart in the game somewhere.
No, this version of the game is actually pretty cool. It's pretty good.
Well, once again, similar to Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, it's probably the definitive version of the game. It's essentially because if those aren't familiar with it, they didn't just port the game. It is like a remake.
Yeah, no, the 64 one looks like garbage. It's hard to go back to those games.
Yeah.
But this one looks pretty. It looks nice.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
How far have you played? I started it last night. I've literally only just walked into Tournament Field for the first time.
I have 3 hearts, so.
Oh, well then you're also
Yeah.
pretty early.
That's pretty much where I am as well. I mean, for that, I got the game yesterday afternoon from Chris Davis just so I could capture the footage that people are watching now. Thank you, Chris Davis, unfortunately, who got his
Chris
new
Davis is very angry tonight.
Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3DS that is defective.
I'm gonna prepare you for this right now, Chris Davis. Chris Davis is listening in the other room. I apologize, but prepare you for this right now because I feel like this has happened to me before. I can't remember what, but getting a limited edition console, having it defective, and
You're
I spoke
probably not
someone
going to get a limited
who
edition back.
Sent it back and received a regular 3DS back.
Yeah.
Or a regular.
What you should probably do is just pop off the faceplates, just send them back. And when they send you the new one, just say keep the faceplate.
Wow.
Well, I mean, no, like what Nick's saying. This is, I mean, getting into like news and stuff. But Nintendo really fucked up with this, like they have done with every major anything in the past. That
Can we all
there's,
get our fuck you out of the week right now? Fuck
mean,
you of the week out of the way right
well,
now.
we
I think
kind of got
Nintendo
onto the
is my
top.
fuck you for the week.
No, it was mine because of the fact that I wanted to pre-order the game, but then I didn't because I fucking hate pre-ordering stuff because that just reinforces that mindset.
Yeah, I didn't
but,
either.
Well, yeah, but that's the problem with Nintendo is they're like, well, pre-order and you'll get it, and then like I fucking like go on GameStop's website and I'm like, which GameStops have it in stock? And they're like, everyone has it in stock, and you call them like, yeah, we have those are the pre-ordered ones.
Yeah.
And it just shows up on their inventory online.
I called one on Saturday. They had it, and they held it for me. I went by and I picked it up.
Really?
Yeah.
That is
All the ones I called didn't have it.
not common.
And I called like 12. Like in between here and like San Antonio, I called them all.
Now they don't have any new 3DSs.
Well, obviously.
Which I'm still trying to get one.
So that's what I was saying. It's just like, I don't understand. Like everything they've been like fucking amiibos, you can't get them anywhere.
Let's not
like,
spoil our fuck yous.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, back to Majora's Mask.
Okay, can I preface this by saying I don't have a new 3DS. I plan to, but I do have a new Circle Pad Pro, and it's kind of nice, man. Having a proper right analog stick. I'm playing this Zelda game, and I'm just sort of like moving the camera, slowly panning around as I'm running across like Termina Field. I mean, like that. It's nice. I don't remember doing that in like a Zelda game in a while because Skyward Sword didn't have it.
Nope.
Y'all all played the Ocarina of Time remake as well,
No.
right?
I didn't play the whole game. But
Dude, that is so good.
But see, that's one where you were just Z-targeting the whole fucking time to see. It's nice to just sweep that
with
camera
that second
around.
analog stick,
Yeah,
which
so-
Nintendo's been severely lacking.
Are you playing on the new 3DS?
I have not gotten my new 3DS yet.
Oh, man. Jesus. Okay.
Well, my girlfriend ordered it for me, and she got it. She didn't get it from. She ordered it, and it's not getting like delivered overnight, so I should have it probably tomorrow or the next day. I'm hoping.
So what I do want to say is that I'm a little.
I'm playing it on my regular.
I just want to make
3DS.
sure this isn't my sweat or anything. I'm a little worried going from the Circle Pad Pro
To the nub.
Because everyone is saying like, "Oh, I'm so glad that the nub's here," but nobody has a fucking Circle Pad Pro. In fact, the one I have was Japan only. They didn't even sell the XL Circle Pad here. But it's nice having a proper second analog stick because you want your camera to be like kind of tactile because you're constantly moving it. You want to feel the resistance and the movement. That nub is like a ThinkPad little joystick thing, and I'm worried that using that second nub for like kind of prolonged use as you're just sort of running around would be a little awkward because there's no real movement to it. So
Do you really think you'll be using it that often? Like,
But see,
constantly?
that's the thing. I want to be
yeah,
using it
any
constantly.
game that's a 3D open world that you're interacting with things that are moving around.
Yeah,
you kind
of
of
course,
want
but-
to.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
I've been playing with a single analog stick right now on my regular 3DS, and I'm not having much
It's
of an
serviceable. It's serviceable, fine. But like, you know, there's a shooter that came out on the 3DS. It's like some Gears of War knockoff. Use that knob to aim in Codename Steam as well. Like, they have Circle Pad Pro support, and sure enough, using the right analog stick to aim is great. But I don't know if that's going to translate that well to the nub. It just seems weird, you know what I mean? So I feel like I might be kind of spoiling myself, and I'm kind of in for a shock as I wait to get my new 3DS. I've been playing so much Zelda with this right analog slide pad or circle pad that I'm worried that I'm just not going to have that experience once I switch to the nipple, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, the game, other than that, I know a lot of the smart changes, but I haven't, I guess,
The
experienced
thing
them
that throws
yet.
me off is just the fact that I played a lot of Majora's Mask. I replayed it a couple years ago. I really enjoy that game, and just they've changed things, and that's what's throwing me off. Like, the bank is no longer on the west side of town, and you know, just like little things like that where I'm like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, but it's next to the safe
I
zone.
honestly, and I honestly think they're probably all for the better. It's just I'm not used to it, so it's throwing me off. I think it's a scenario like that. But the fact that you can put on the mask and skip the cutscene is lovely.
Well, you've always been able to do that, right?
Mm-mm. Every time you put on one of the 3 masks, you had to like watch the cutscene.
I thought if you just tapped it, really?
I'm pretty
It's
sure.
been a long time since I've
I'm pretty
Majora's
sure in the
Mask.
original one you had to watch the whole cutscene. I
Well-
don't know. Maybe you could skip it. I don't remember. Maybe I just didn't skip it because I didn't know when I was a kid. But
Are you a big Majora's Mask fan? I know you are, right?
I
Okay,
was,
so this is one thing that's I do love Majora's Mask. It's, I mean, predominantly though because it's the sequel to like one of my favorite games of all time. But like one of the things that's always been so appealing about Zelda to me has always been like they have a very established kind of like universe with recognizable characters and all this stuff, but at the same time, like every game interprets those characters a little bit differently, and that's kind of the excitement going into a new game like this. But then like I'm playing it again, I'm just kind of shocked just looking back at how much is recycled from Ocarina of Time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like the obvious one is obviously the assets. Like it's a very
Well, it came out like less than a year after.
it
less than a year?
it was a couple years.
Two years.
after.
2 years.
Was
like-
it?
2000, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like
No.
super quick turnaround.
No. But yeah, no.
It
So
was
that
short.
well, the reason it was a quick turnaround was because they just used a bunch of the same assets. They just reused them.
2 years is a short amount of time for
A Zelda
For a
game,
Zelda-
especially
a
a Zelda,
Zelda game.
this Zelda
But like,
game.
but so much like,
Well,
like I
don't
just talked to the
listen to
Scarecrow
me.
that you can talk to that dances.
Mhm.
He dances again, but like they gave him a different excuse for why he dances. But
Yeah.
you know, it's just repurposed, and you know, a lot of the soundtrack is kind of rehashed. But like, I mean, the game. I think the game stands apart mostly because it's a very unique premise in terms of like its concept.
well,
Like,
yeah, no, the
it's a
concept
very-
of the game.
It's a very
yeah.
unique concept,
Yeah.
but it's executed using a lot of the same assets.
It's got a nice atmosphere to it as well.
It's a very nice atmosphere.
And the music.
Did they make the moon scarier in the 3DS,
Yeah,
3DS version?
yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, I mean they definitely updated everything. It looks. I mean, just if you look at the game side by side, you will notice it does look.
I feel so bummed out
What?
because I've never finished Majora's Mask,
Correct.
but like a year ago, I got something spoiled for me. Like I know what it's.
You know what?
Well, most people finish this. Well, I'll just say
This game is 15 years old.
I know what's. Well, let's not explicitly
Can
say
you-
what it is, but I know what's inside the moon.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And I had that spoiled for me, but that seems like a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, it was
So yeah, I'm a little bummed
I
out.
didn't know there was something inside this.
cheese.
Jeez.
Oh, I thought. Sorry, I
Ritz
didn't mean to
crackers.
spoil
Do you
it.
do you fly a rocket ship and like stick it in the moon's eye and then get out and explore?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
The game looks gorgeous. Though.
No, it definitely does. It plays well from what I've played. I will say that the 3D looks like butt
What?
on not the new 3DS. Have you been playing it in 3D?
Mostly.
Wait until you get your
Really?
new 3DS. It's ridiculously better on the new.
Wait, are you
Usually-
playing it on a new 3DS?
No, I
But-
played it with
Played
PAX
it
South.
at PAX.
Oh, I mean, I played it at PAX South too.
Isn't
Okay.
that 3D way better?
I mean, It's better in the sense that you can tilt your head without it.
No, I'm just about like overall.
But
like,
that's the main.
I
reason
tried.
It's great.
I tried playing.
I played.
it,
I played
it gave me
Ocarina of Time
issues.
almost entirely in 3D. Not turned all the way up. It was about half somewhere in the,
Oh,
in
okay,
the
well
middle.
that
Do you
might
just have
been
really
it.
steady hands?
I guess.
Like if you move it even a little bit, it's like
Yeah.
it just totally loses the image.
I don't really have much of a problem with it. I mean, I think it's a really great effect if you turn the 3D down but not off.
Mhm.
Like if you turn it all the way down, it's very very subtle, but it looks really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe in 3D it might be, or full 3D it might be a little much, but
Yeah, that's what,
what about
it
the
was.
Bomber's Notebook? Have y'all had a chance to mess around with that? That's kind of the big.
That's the big,
big
one of the biggest
difference.
upgrades that probably
Yeah.
makes this game a whole lot easier. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. I was tweeting about the game being a little hand-holdy, and I don't know if that's necessarily just because I was used to it not holding my hand at all and having to do it all on my own.
The original is pretty intimidating as far
And
as.
yeah, no, it definitely was. And when I played it, this was before I had I didn't have internet back in 2000. I didn't have internet in my house until like 2001.
Yeah.
So back when I played this game, I kind of just had to figure it out or ask friends at school and stuff like that. And so I really got a better experience. And now when I was playing the game last night, like I remember exactly where I need to go. Like, oh, okay, now I know some of the finer points I probably remember. And obviously there's 30 masks, and I'm not going to
24
remember
actually. Well,
27 masks. There's almost 30. Just shy of
There's
30.
20. Who gives a shit?
Exactly. There's a bunch of masks,
I like
and they
the
all
masks,
have
like,
they all have very convoluted ways of getting them. Like some of them are really complex, and you have to go here at this time and here at that time. And yeah, that's not something you're going to be able to figure out just by
yeah. I mean,
looking around.
I remember back in the day, I got every single mask in that game, but I had to look a lot.
Oh, definitely.
How do you get the mask that makes the animals march behind you?
I think it's at the ranch. Is that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I got to do that UFO thing.
You know what's
again.
weird?
That was a
Like,
pain in the ass.
Like looking back, so you're playing this for your first time, right?
Oh, he's played the game before. He's never
Yeah.
finished it.
Well, I remember back in the day, I played this through to completion. I got all the masks. I must have really liked it. But like the thing that I remember specifically not liking as much about this game, I didn't remember liking like any of the boss fights in this game.
Wait, the boss fights were cool though. Like the one you chase around, like
The bowl.
at the end of the second dungeon. You chase around with the
I think I
Goron?
remember. I think the only one I remember liking at all is the temple where the giant temple where like you change size and whatnot. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It's just
But, what? See, you said you played it before.
I never finished it. I only played half of it. Hey, remember that stupid fucking Goron race? I don't want to do that again. Jesus.
Get ready.
Yeah,
You're
that
gonna have
was
to.
tough. There's like there's one on the moon. That's for an optional. I think it's like for a heart piece.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest fucking thing when I was a kid. I remember doing that for hours. And it's essentially it's a Goron thing where you have to be in like the spinning form, but there's a platform that's like almost narrower than you are, and you have to go straight. And then at the end of it, there's like a triangle wedge piece that hits you at a 90-degree angle. So you have to hit it perfectly in the middle, and it'll send you 90 degrees in the other way. And there's ramps, and it was ridiculous.
I feel like Majora's Mask was the first Zelda game that kind of started them down the path of what are you doing? There's way too many like annoying mini games and shit.
Wait,
Like, so many-
there were two of the most fondly remembered Zelda games came right after this.
Yeah, I know, and they were filled with a lot of like this optional crap that is fine, but it's like, let me say this. Older Zelda games, I felt like heart pieces and shit were more about secrets. Kind of like finding your ways into, like, you know, like a hole in the ground or little dungeons or whatever, little mini asides to get a secret, or like, how do I get that? And you figure out once you get a certain like item later, like, I can go back and get that thing, right? They were kind of Metroid, the older Zelda games, right? And even Ocarina of Time was a little bit like that, right? But I think Majora's Mask was the start of like so many of the side quests and heart pieces and stuff were just tied behind mini games or like talking to people and shit. And it kind of started to change the balance, I should say, of a Zelda game. Now I think A Link Between Worlds kind of got it back on track. So who knows what the new Zelda is going to be like? But that's why like there's so many things I really love about like Wind Waker, but there's also a lot of bullshit in that game that would keep me from ever 100%ing it, and probably keep me from, you know, I mean, I love Twilight Princess because the dungeons are great, but it's got a lot of that bullshit too, and Skyward Sword is like all crap. But yeah.
Not all crap.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying Majora's Mask is bad because of this stuff.
I'll give you 70% crap.
But no, I mean, Skyward Sword's fine. It's just not the best. I'm just saying, I feel like Majora's Mask was the start of kind of the changing of Zelda. But it almost seems weird that they started to follow that template because Majora's Mask was kind of like this weird Gaiden that was different in a lot of ways. Than the
It's
previous
very
Zelda
weird
games.
because not only is the game the most unique of the franchise, but it, like you said, like at the same time that it's like it's pushing the envelope in terms of like doing stuff that's like really new and different with Zelda, but at the same time it's like scaling back some of the things that Zelda's always done pretty well.
Cute.
Which is like, you know, like you said, cleverly hiding like heart pieces throughout the world. That's been scaled back at the same time. Like that core concept is there. It's really cool. The time manipulation, having to race through dungeons and get as far as you can before the day runs out. That's really cool. The whole moon thing is really cool. Well, like the things in this version that they added that I really like so far, and I haven't had a lot of time to screw around with the Bomber's Notebook, but like having was I can't remember, was that in the original game that had the meter at the bottom that showed you how far the day was?
No.
That's really helpful.
No, it did have a
Yeah, it had the thing on the top that kind of went across.
It didn't
but
have a time.
It wasn't as
It's
obvious.
way easier to tell on this meter.
Oh yeah.
Which is,
And man, before you get the reverse time or whatever, it goes so fast. You forget how fast it goes.
Yeah, when you get the slowdown time,
Except
it makes the days last so
I got
much
through
longer.
everything in that introductory sequence where you have to get.
You can get through there on the first day.
Yeah, and I was
wait,
like,
yeah.
now I have to wait.
We know you
But
get the
then I ran into
Scarecrow.
the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
The Scarecrow's all the way across the
No,
observatory.
no. See, when I got to the Scarecrow, I wasn't really paying attention, and I kept clicking on him, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is advancing the time by like half a day every time I talk to him." And then I started freaking out, worried that I wasn't going to get to the observatory or whatever on time, or the final little encounter with the Skull Kid, and I started to freak out like I was gonna have to do the whole day over again and find all the bombers again.
He's in the introductory sequence and he's already freaking out about
Yeah,
time.
no, that stuff really stresses me out. But then I remembered you're actually supposed to wait.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to wait long at all because I had fucked up. But yeah, I was really freaking out because I remember when I first played Majora's Mask, or every time I played Majora's Mask, I get so angry at having to find those stupid fucking kids and chase them around. Hiding in boxes and shit.
I'm surprised how fast I found those guys. I didn't remember where they were at all. But
Well, you're about to find them really quick. Watch me find them.
oh
really
no, I
quick.
mean I've already found them.
No, I'm just saying, like, I remember playing this game pretty fondly.
It's the one that's hard to find is the one on the roof. But at the same time, when I first started the game, I did a thing, and then I came back and talked to that little Deku guy, and he flew away or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And then I ended up going up there, and I was like, oh, I think there's going to be something up here later. So I was like, I bet you that's where he is.
I don't know. It's definitely. I wish I would have played Ocarina of Time on the 3DS.
It's like
it's
super rare now.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't play it because I had already played it a bunch. I played the N64 version. I have the gold version. I have the Master Quest version that came out with.
I should play that. I've never played Master Quest.
It's good. I guess I don't need the 3DS version. I mean, yes, it's a little prettier, but I mean the 3DS version. Does the 3DS version have Master Quest on it?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe it does.
I don't know.
It's probably not unlocked though. Like,
Yeah, you probably-
I think it is, but you have to unlock it.
Which is so stupid.
Don't quote me on that though. I'm not 100% certain, but regardless, you should definitely play that game because it's
God,
incredible.
if Hero Mode was unlocked in A Link Between Worlds from the start,
Oh yeah.
oh my God,
That would have been the best way to do it.
it probably would have been my game.
I don't know. I think it's one of those situations where when a game has a more difficult setting, they don't want that unlocked at the beginning because they don't want people being frustrated. That's what goes back to the whole hand-holdy thing where they don't want people getting frustrated with their games.
People who don't want to be frustrated never choose that option.
That's true.
It's the people who want a challenge that choose it. And, when a fucking Nintendo game's going to be fuck all easy, like A Link Between Worlds was, there's people like me who would have preferred to have chosen that. I've actually freaked out about my DS transfer because I don't want to lose my Link Between Worlds save because if I ever, like, in a couple of years, I'm going to have a hankering to play it again and I'm going to start on Hero Mode. And if I lose that save, I would have to replay the whole game again just to get to it. And that's... Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, man. God, Kirby comes out soon.
It does.
Be ready.
This is going to be so easy.
So, Brad,
Yes.
I guess we can move on from Zelda. We'll revisit Zelda, I guess, as we're all going to keep playing it, right?
Probably.
Crispy's not playing it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Oh, you're not a Zelda
I mean-
guy, right?
Well, I've
You're not a
never...
Castlevania guy either, right?
Don't give
Am I
any
on
shit.
trial here?
Are you
What's
ever
going
not?
on?
Well, I just wanted to say that I'll probably try and cast some of it since I'm the only one that can. I was going to cast some yesterday, but I had to capture footage and I didn't have a whole lot of time. But at some point, like I'm going to try and do it on Thursday for my broadcast. I'll probably try and cast some of it.
I just realized that Witcher poster's a spoiler.
Womp womp.
Random thought, Brad. Random thought.
Anyway.
Brad, over here. Over here, Brad.
Yeah.
I heard you played another Nintendo game this week, Brad.
Oh, yeah.
Despite the fact that you told me you were going to be playing another Nintendo game and you didn't.
Well, I mean, I was planning on it, but when I start playing Smash Bros Online, it's hard to stop. Like, really hard to stop.
He put the title of his broadcast as Brad tries to resist playing Smash, and 5 hours later he's still playing Smash.
5 hours later. Okay, so I played Smash Bros Online 2 different nights. And on Saturday, I stayed up till 5 in the morning playing.
Jesus Christ.
And yesterday, I stayed up till 5 in the morning playing.
What?
Smash Online.
Brad's got a Smash problem.
Just Smash 1v1 matches. Because, I mean, I tried to tell you that this is why I don't play competitive games. You just roll your fucking eyes. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's like a sickness.
1v1, bro.
I mean... Even if
I can just take Smash.
Do you understand?
It's still pretty fun, though, right?
Well, but then Mike shows up and he's going to cry.
Oh, for Mike. You need it for Mike.
Well, I think I'm going to... Okay, let me just get out what I want to get out.
Get it out.
It's just a little bit ranty. I think it's great, that it's so easy to kind of hop in and do some 1v1s. But here's the problem. I've been looking for a character. I've been mostly playing Ike, who's like really slow. He's low tier. And like I kind of like DDD, who's really slow and low tier. Zero Samus is cool, but I can't fucking control her for shit. And it's hard when you're playing online and it's kind of laggy anyways to control her. Yeah. So I've been looking for a new character. And like for the longest time, I was like, Captain Falcon, right? Captain Falcon. He's strong. He's fast. He's flashy. I'm going to use Captain Falcon. And it seems like he would fit my playstyle, right? Oh my God. You can't play Captain Falcon online.
Nope.
Because if you play Captain Falcon and you pop it, you're fighting some random dude, right? Next match, he will switch to Falcon. Every single fucking time. Every single time I played Falcon. Because everyone has a pocket Falcon. Like, because he's the most popular character in Smash.
Well, because he's been around.
Not only in every Smash game he's in is he fucking top tier or high tier, but he's fucking cool. He has the coolest fucking taunts. His moves are flashy. He has the Falcon Punch. He has like the fucking down spike,
He's definitely the most superhero-y character.
He's just so fucking cool, and like it's become a meme. Like he's tied to memes like Wombo Combo and Falcon Punch and stuff. So everybody loves Falcon, everybody knows Falcon, and even like the Falcon mirror match has kind of become a thing. And because I'm not very good against all these other people in For Glory who've been playing Smash, their whole fucking life, I bust out my trying to get good with Captain Falcon Online, and of course. The next match, everyone picks their Captain Falcon, starts taunting and kicking my ass, and like, my Captain Falcon's better than yours. This is what you do. It's fun. I just can't play that fucking character. It drives me crazy because I'm not going to put up with that. Because choosing Captain Falcon online is like, it's antagonistic. You can't just play him and try to get good with him. It's antagonistic, and all these people most of them anyways, are fucking better than me because I've been playing that often, and I'm using fucking Ike, and he fucking sucks fat dick. so I've had this.
There's nothing wrong with sucking fat dick.
Yeah, you're right. There's nothing. I mean, I love Ike.
Okay, I thought you were about to say
I have friends
something
like
else.
Ike. No. So I've been trying to find another fucking character, right? Like who's good. So you know what I found out?
You should try Palutena.
You know what I found out? DDD is also kind of a troll character because he like his down tilt, he just kind of lays on the ground like, and his moves are really annoying. So when you pick him, like it's like antagonistic, right? Ike, I never have this problem. One, because he's kind of low tier, and two, you're just playing Smash. You're doing some sword moves, you're dodging, you're punishing. It's just Smash. Everybody, like, people kept recommending Link, because Link's a sword user, he's pretty fast, he's pretty strong, he's pretty heavy, and he's got, like, these really good projectiles. Mm-hmm. Dude, you can't play Link online either, because, like, shooting arrows at people from across the screen it's like you're being a dick.
Yeah.
You're antagonistic. So people are just going to start picking troll characters, or what are they going to do? They're going to pick Link to show you how much better their fucking Link is. And that occasionally happens when I'm Ike, where someone's like, dude, my Ike is better than yours. But he's not this super popular character that people have been playing since the N64 era. And he's not inherently a dick like anybody who shoots fucking arrows at you from across the screen. And I feel like I was kind of getting good with Link, but I got so much shit, like, basically shit talking, like people just trolling me, taunting and stuff. And what really annoys me about people mirror matching me is they're not picking their best character. They're just picking a character.
They're trying to be better than you at the character you want to use.
But then they start doing stupid things. So I feel like I'm no longer learning because that's not even their main fucking character. They're just trying to downspike me because that looks cool. You know, it's driving me fucking crazy. So now I'm at this point where I gotta find a character who's not Ike, who's not DDD, who isn't inherently antagonistic.
You should,
fucking Duck Hunt.
I don't know. I'm not sure how she is in Wii U, but Peach used to be pretty cool.
Peach. I might try Peach.
Dude, like Peach is like my
played it for like 6
my
hours.
roommate.
You didn't play Peach at all in there in that time?
No. I mean, there's a lot of characters.
Yeah, there are a lot.
There's a lot of fucking characters. I mean, I was trying. I was just trying to get good with the characters I know. I'm actually. I mean, I kill myself a lot with DDT, but a lot of people kind of can't really handle his spiked balls.
Dude,
you can knock them back, but if you use them well, those things are really strong.
Did you run into a lot of what's his face? Punch Out?
Little Max killing himself? Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens all the fucking time. And I never taunt. Most people, like, if you like do something really stupid, they'll like taunt you. So it's just me blankly staring off as like a Little Mac goes flying off the screen. I kind of want to taunt, but then I don't want to be antagonistic.
You should get good with 2 characters. One of them should be Peach. You should get really
Peach,
good with
maybe.
Get really good with both characters. Keep Peach in the back burner. Keep her in your pocket.
Pocket Peach.
Make sure your
Yeah.
pocket Peach.
Dude, my roommate used to be like Mike level obsessive over Melee, and Peach was his girl.
Yeah.
Like, and watching someone like who's really good with Peach is it's like the most
so
infuriating thing in the world. Like it's
So-
terrible.
There's a lot of infuriating characters like Villager and Rob that just have the most annoying projectiles, but yeah. I mean,
You should just start rolling random. Just get good with everyone.
just roll that doesn't work. This is that I just get frustrated. But yeah, that's all I want to say. I just wanted to vent a little bit because that shit fucking annoys me. I actually changed my name online. I did this today. I just had this idea to change it. I changed my name that appears when I'm in a fight to Trying to Learn. Trying to Learn. LRN. Because I feel like with that, at least I'll get like a few less dicks. Like a few less
Or you're gonna
assholes.
find more
Just
dicks.
wading through the dicks.
No, I mean, because there are people out there, and I was fighting one last night who was like clearly better than me, but he was like straight up legitimately just trying to give me just fair matches anyways, you know, and that's rare, but they are out there, and you just kind of stick with them, and you keep, you know, fighting over and over and over again. But, yeah, I don't know. It's bad because I feel like it's unproductive. This is why I don't play multiplayer games. I don't do that because I feel like shit at the end of the day when that's all I've played when I could have been beating some game I've never played before. And it's
I do have the bad feeling of like the fact that I've played Binding of Isaac probably for
Yeah.
another 20 hours this past week.
oh my god.
And I beat a bunch of new challenges, and I finally beat some stuff on hard mode.
the illusion of progress.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, well, each character has a little fucking box, and it shows you
Yeah.
that. So, I mean, I could every week, if we talk about what games I've been playing, probably Binding of Isaac,
Great.
and I'll eventually stop at some point. But then they did just announce like a new update to the game.
Just don't do it, Nolan.
Yeah,
The-
that's so weird that there's a new update. There's already so much shit in that game. What the
And
fuck?
Rebirth.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the new one? Afterbirth.
No.
God. Wait, really?
Terrible.
Oh, I thought you were making a terrible joke.
Nope. Binding of Isaac Afterbirth.
Oh God, they couldn't help themselves. All right. Well, speaking of multiplayer games, Krispy and I played a little multiplayer this week.
Oh yeah.
Right?
We played.
I saw a little bit of that.
We played Dying Light.
We did a Dying Light co-op session.
Dude, fuck you. Like, it's not even like that. Wasn't even. So what? Jaeger feels good about himself because he beat the shit out of us in the fucking Be the Zombie mode. We didn't even know what the fuck was going on. That shit was dumb. And I'm butthurt.
Crispy is a little butthurt about
to
that.
rub your butt.
We played. Crispy and I played some co-op Dying Light with Burnsy79, one of our patrons, over the weekend. We did a good solid 4 or 5 hours of that game.
It was a while, yeah.
Which surprisingly went off without a hitch. That game.
It's weird.
Weird.
I've played enough of this game that I should have an opinion about it, and I don't. Like, I don't know if I like this game. Because I'll pick it up and play it for like 30 minutes at a time and then be like, now I feel like playing a real game. But it's not like, it's not that it's not a real game. I'm like viciously trying to like block out all story content.
Oh.
Wait, why?
I don't know, because I just don't give a fuck. Like, every time I like tune into a cutscene where it's like 2 characters talking, it like makes me like the game less. So I try to just not listen to any
Far
of
Cry
that.
3 was like that for me.
Yeah, so like I try to just like not listen to any of that and then like get back to the zombie killing part.
So for me, in like the 40 something, 50 hours, however many hours I played of the game, yeah, I honestly didn't care as much about the story. I did listen, and I did like kind of take in the story every time there was a story cutscene. But yeah, for me, it was usually generally okay. As soon as this is over, I'm gonna go do, because essentially I got to the point where one of those missions where you have to do the story to unlock new side missions.
Yeah.
Because that's what I would do, is I would do that and new side missions would unlock, and I would go and do every single side mission because I just really enjoyed running around this world and killing zombies and vaulting over them,
And that stuff's fun.
learning, like getting seeing those ability points and those power points rack up, or the agility points, as you're doing things, and then getting that level and getting that new ability that you've been waiting for because you saw it on the skill tree.
Yeah.
And like,
So I played a lot of Dying Light this week, both single player and co-op, and I'm enjoying the single player quite a bit. The thing is, it is a distinctly different experience playing single player.
It's very
co-op.
different.
And I'm still really enjoying that single player. The story is not blowing my socks off, but at the same time, like I'm surprised by, like, I actually kind of like the setup, just kind of the general, like, this one part of the world has been isolated because of this outbreak, and you're kind of trapped in the middle of it. I kind of like that. I kind of like the free running aspect of it, and how they kind of taught themselves to free run so they can get around the city. That's pretty cool, but there's not a whole lot of meat to it outside of that. But I'm kind of enjoying it. It's not terrible, but like the co-op was just a madhouse. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's just a fucking.
Why was it a madhouse?
Are you saying Crispy sucks at this game?
No, we were having a blast for most of it. Just running around. Brad's very antagonistic this evening.
It feels exactly the same as single player, but there's other people.
Yeah,
You know what it is?
Kind of multiplayer.
No, yeah, that is. I didn't feel like it really like added any new depth to the game. But
it doesn't add depth, but it does change. Like, for me, like, that game is terrifying when it, like, the sun
When you're
starts
by
to set.
yourself.
By yourself, I get really nervous. We started our co-op session as the sun was setting, like the sunset. It was like everybody get indoors, and then we were like, "All right, let's play fucking Dying Light." We jump onto the mainland and start running fucking madness for like 5 minutes, just getting our asses kicked. There's fucking nightmares everywhere, throwing flares, firing off my assault rifle, just like madness.
Yeah.
And then it's like we all retreated back to the boat, and we're like, maybe we should try this again. Differently.
What were you doing that I was trying to stop you and I just kept throwing Molotovs at you? Like,
I was trying to pick a lock or something, and Crispy decides to test whether or not.
Well, I didn't know there was friendly fire on
there
it,
is.
so I just
we figured that out.
lit them
pretty
on
quick.
fire.
Yeah.
The number of times that I died thanks to friendly fire of a Molotov, not even at Crispy's hand, it was also Burnsy. I think I died a couple times. But
Burnsy. I am so surprised we didn't get to the fucking grappling hook. Like, I feel like
you gotta get your skills points to 25. Not 25 to 12.
12, yeah.
We were
and I'm
level
like
11.
on the cusp.
Yeah.
So do you not get the grappling hook in a story mission, or do you just unlock
Really?
it?
As soon as you hit level 12, you just go to the The whatever is the.
Oh, you can buy it.
No, not the buy. What are the? Who's
the quartermaster.
The quartermaster, and he just gives you one.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, son of
It's
a
like
bitch.
no fanfare, no nothing.
The funny thing
Just,
is
oh,
I
here's
unlocked. I was playing co-op when I unlocked it, and Jaeger didn't have one, and I equipped it, and Jaeger could apparently like pick it up off of me, but then it was just useless in his inventory. Like he couldn't use it; it was just sitting in his inventory
Because he wasn't strong enough.
Yeah, because he wasn't level 12. Yeah, I was thinking 25 because 25 is when you unlock the better grappling hook.
I'm
and
beginning
you can
to
use it more and stuff.
I'm beginning to think that the grappling hook's just a fucking myth. Like, I feel like I've put so much time in this game and I've gotten nothing.
Well, I mean, I think it's one of those things also where you heard me talking about the grappling hook a lot, and you've heard other people talking about it. Before I had the grappling hook, I didn't really care about it.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, if that's the hook, if that's the thing that opens up the game
I won't
experience,
say that's the thing that opens up the game experience.
So gated.
I won't say that that's what opens up the game experience. I will say that it's kind of necessary in the second area.
Yeah.
Just because there's a lot more tall buildings. Like, there's a whole lot of, like, 3-4 story buildings that you kind of need it for.
Actually, we got there, too. Like, we even got to that section. And we were kind of like, oh, next story mission, I bet they just give it to you, right? Because you're in the area that uses it.
I saw Nolan using it on like a video or a clip, right? And I will say, like, that's been the one thing about this game that's really been grappling my interest.
Oh God. No.
Yeah, anyway.
If I like, but even if I
I'm
get
serious.
if I get the grappling
Looks cool.
hook, and then I'm like, oh my god, this is a lot better. Like, I'm really enjoying this game. I'm having a lot of fun now. Like, that would still hamper any like ambition I have of doing a future playthrough where I'm like, oh well, I'll play for another 20 hours and then get the grappling hook.
The thing is, I don't think it's gonna get its hooks in you, Crispy. It sounds like if it's gonna get its hooks in you.
It's so weird though because like I am like going back to it like every night. Like I am playing it a lot. I just
For me, it's all about the skill trees, man. I'm addicted to leveling up and trying. Those skill trees, in my opinion, are really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good abilities.
Like every
in them.
time I get a new point to put into the skill tree, I'm like, I can't decide which one I want.
Yeah.
They're all useful.
That's a good sign.
No, yeah,
And it's not something I expected from a game like this.
No, it is. It is a situation where at the beginning you kind of don't really have a choice, but then when you're like level 10, all of a sudden, yeah, you have like 5 or 6 different skills that you want to buy.
Yeah.
And it never stops because
skills,
you keep unlocking new ones.
like you start getting really useful skills that take away, but like a lot of my favorite ones have been ones that kind of just take away annoying aspects of the game.
How so?
Well, like one of my favorite skills is like the instant escape from the fucking from the zombie grab, which oh my god. Like I was using a two-handed weapon and I got that like wind up like the super swing thing.
Yeah.
Like I can't use that ability. I can't use that ability because the range on the weapon is such that I have to get within like 3 feet of the zombie.
Yeah.
And anytime I get that close to a
grab
zombie, they're automatically just and it completely interrupts my animation and I have to do the fucking like the
I was never big in that wind up move.
Can't you move while you're wound up?
A little bit, but you're much
But
slower.
once you get into that range, they automatically go into that like grab animation.
Oh.
It was so like it happened like 20 times in a row, and it was so fucking like frustrating. It's been like I love the skill tree and I love the skills, but only because they're making the game less annoying. You know,
Can't you like stun them first and then wind up?
You can.
you can,
But
yeah.
there's, like,
and then they have a thing later where you can instant execute anything that's stunned, or you can do like a ground finisher, which that's been my new thing. Is just
Ground
like,
finisher's good.
It's just like attack them in the leg, get them on the ground, and then finish.
Sounds like Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Except you're going for the knees, but usually
like a
with
beef cleaver.
I would do a lot of vault off of them and then hold the right trigger to do like the down smash that like kills
Vault
them.
off of them.
It's
ridiculous.
You can get a skill tree. You can get a skill that lets you vault. So when you run and jump, you'll like vault off their shoulders and like jump really high.
That's cool.
You can do like a slide, and then you can unlock the ability to slide and kick.
Yeah.
So you can like take their legs out from under them.
Yeah.
That stuff-
that stuff sounds cool. It makes me want to play Fear.
See,
Oh, yeah.
like I think it's a good game, and I am enjoying my experience overall with it. I just don't think I'm ever gonna be like, I don't think I'm ever gonna have the urge to play this game again, because the second I'm like, oh man, Dying Light was really fun, I want to play it again, I'm gonna think like, well, it's gonna take me fucking 10 hours to get to the point where I have like useful skills.
There's a new game plus.
Is there?
Yeah. So I would say beat the game, and then
then
whenever
just
you want to
don't
go
ever
back again,
lose
just start
your
a new
save
game
file.
plus.
But
yeah.
you know, this has been brought up several times, especially since I did my first broadcast of it last week, or maybe it was on Saturday. I don't remember. but because Jaeger had been watching me play it, and I had a particularly stressful night sequence, several of them, in fact.
Yeah.
But like, they're frightening, but they're so tense and they're so exciting that like, and because I was at a particularly low level going into that like, the night sequences at the beginning of the game, I would imagine, are vastly different from the end of the game. At the end of the game, you're probably just like a god running through there, just destroying everything, I would imagine.
Almost, yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming you can take out nightmares fairly easy.
2 hits or 1 charged hit.
Yeah, I can barely put a dent in them.
Yeah.
In fact, I unloaded an entire clip of assault rifle at him.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, Nick. Drop that gun.
Guns
guns are only useful against people.
I keep it in storage.
Yeah, no, keep it. You can carry it on you, but just letting you know, guns are really only useful against people.
It did get me out of a particularly tough spot where I was on a roof and I was pinned down. There was a bunch of guys shooting me on the ground, and I couldn't. If I didn't have any health packs left, and I couldn't make any, so I was just kind of popping out and just.
If you want something that you can not do melee, start looking into the skill tree where you start getting into like explosive like throwing stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like those or like ice grenades.
Yeah.
That blow up and freeze
making
everything.
those.
Yes. See that's the. So I would say guns are basically
Dude,
useless.
I even like the ability just to like throw your melee shit.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
That's really fun.
Except for when I accidentally threw my melee shit at one of the big ones and it just went past him and flew off a cliff and I never found it again.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
The ones where
It's
it's just like stuck in his skull and you're trying to like get it back, but he's like swinging that big hammer around.
Yeah.
Like,
It's always a gamble.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is one of those games that's going to be kind of a, not a love it or hate it, but a love it or like kind of meh on it.
Yeah. I mean it's a good game.
I think-
I would
think
say
it's definitely achieving what it meant to.
yeah.
But
I would say especially Brad, give it a try. You might really find yourself in the Nick and my position, or you might be
Well,
more
maybe I
Crispy.
won't
you should buy an
Xbox.
Xbox.
Yeah. I will say, Nick and Crispy, you are in the second area. There is a fast travel if you want to go back to the old one.
Yeah.
The game really doesn't tell you about it.
Wait, how do you do it?
Yeah, when you're in the tower where you meet the people for
The loft?
whatever. In the lower section is a poster of the tower from the slums.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you can fast travel by using that.
That's good to know.
I didn't know that until I'd basically beaten the game.
Chris Davis probably didn't know that.
reviewed the game.
Exactly. Chris Davis.
Why would you want to go back?
Well, there's like story missions and like not story
It's like
missions,
Far
but
Cry.
side missions.
Like you can move on from the story before you've completely.
Yeah, there can be side
liberated that
missions and
area.
stuff that you haven't done yet.
Gotcha.
And areas and whatever. But yeah, no, I didn't know about because I was playing the game for like 40 hours, and we'd spent so much time in this new area, the Old Town, and I was like, "There's got to be a fast travel," and so I googled it, and yeah, sure enough, I found that on there. But one of the things that
This pretty much invalidates Chris Davis's review. I will say that.
he's got to redo the whole thing. No, because the thing that
I'm gonna
sucks
need that
about
on
this
my desk
game
in the morning.
is because the game doesn't tell you that. So I spent like 40 hours. Chris Davis played the entire game not knowing there was a fast travel, and to get between areas, you literally had to run to one section on the map. And y'all remember how y'all got to Old Town?
Yeah.
You just have to backtrack. So before
Like through the sewers?
yes, before I knew there was a fast travel,
That's the
whenever
only way to go back and forth if you don't fast travel.
yep,
Remember how long I got stuck in that sewer while y'all were
Yeah.
like 100 meters
Like
ahead
the
of me?
climbing
And I was
puzzles
just
and
like,
everything.
son of
there's
a
like a
bitch.
really long
Climbing puzzles?
There's a
Wow,
really long.
don't get excited.
Yeah.
I mean, there is platforming in the game.
There's a really long section of going
Follow
through
the
sewers and then
arrows.
going through this and going through that and all this stuff to get to the second area. And because the game doesn't tell you, here's a fast travel mechanic, Jaeger and I went back and forth multiple times not knowing that. But yeah. But one of the things I found, or Jaeger and I did this weekend, was the zombie mode. And what it essentially is you drop the zombie has their own skill tree for one thing with new skills, and so it's not a zombie that you normally encounter. It's a different one, and it kind of when you invade someone's world, it kind of starts a mini game for them as well, where their goal is to destroy these nests, and your goal is to kill them. And so you are similar to the nightmares in that you're vulnerable to UV light, but you're much more vulnerable than the nightmares are, and you die pretty easily. And so if you get, seen and they get the UV light on you, there's not a whole lot you can do because it slows your movement down. But if they don't see you, you're fucking like Venom or Carnage. Like you just shoot out. It's essentially like the grappling hook, but you can go much farther and it just pulls you straight into it, and you can kind of release right before you land, and it will boost you.
Really?
It's fucking fun.
That's cool.
Doing the zombie, just
Well,
kind
he
of
has
exploring.
this like
Doing
instant
zombie.
kill thing.
Yeah, so it's essentially it's like the hunter from Left 4 Dead. This is the hunter
Except it's
character.
an instant kill.
Well, and not necessarily.
Dude,
You can down an enemy and not take them out.
really?
Yeah, but why would you when you can just kill them? Because
So
the
is
whole
it choice?
well, no. So at first it's not, but then later on you get an ability that you can actually pounce from person to person, if they don't have the UV light on you. But I mean, you say he wiped the floor with y'all, but there was modes where I was a zombie where the players wiped the floor with me. It should
The
really,
thing is,
really
like, it
depends.
literally happened. We were like, let's go
It
back to the
happened
tower.
out of nowhere. I didn't even know that was like a thing that could happen.
Yeah, and that's
We were like, wait, did they just join our game? What is going on? And then we just proceeded to get.
yeah, that was the confusion.
Stopped.
I never actually joined y'all's game.
Oh yeah, it said Jaeger. We saw Jaeger's name pop up.
And you saw mine, but then you saw me connect and then disconnect because Jaeger got in. They only have one like
at a time.
So we have
zombie at a
Jaeger to
time.
thank for that.
Yeah, but it's a fun little mode that's okay. It's kind of like Left 4 Dead-y, and that you're the zombie, but you only have one zombie. But there's a lot of different like the skill tree is pretty verbose. You can have like a spit that when it explodes will call other zombies. You know, in the game where regular zombies become like the viral ones at nighttime, where they just like start
Yeah.
freaking out.
Yeah.
It kind of does that. There's a spit that kind of deactivates UV light if you're in that area. A lot of different skills. It's pretty fun. I don't know how. I had a lot of trouble finding matches. Like I don't know if it was people like canceling it out, but I would go to quick match, which would find someone who was around my level. And every like half the time it would fail, and I'd go to like just browse matches. But everyone I found, they were so much higher level than me, and I basically couldn't do anything.
A lot of people were playing.
Yeah, I don't know, but I've enjoyed my time with the game.
Well, we've been talking about it for weeks now. And
Yeah.
every time y'all bring it up, I'm like, man, I think I'd like that. But I feel like we
I'd
should
say
be
it's
talking
worth
about.
it. You should maybe just find some time to play it this year.
I think you should just either, play it or shut up.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should all shut up about Dying Light and move on to
Nolan?
To school?
what?
You said
To school?
you wanted to talk about that one game? Oh yeah, to school.
Has
Yeah.
anybody
That's
played
it.
Evolve? No, right?
Just David's
Shut
fan.
up.
Not since the beta.
Persona 3
Oh yeah.
was the game I started last week, or I started a little bit before, but I
Trying
played
to jump
it.
on the cool person train and play the Persona game.
Yes, like I did back in 2008.
Shut up. I'm just kidding.
So I played Persona 3 a while back, but my save file got corrupted, and with the hype of Persona 5, I decided to pick it back up, and I want to play 3 and 4 before 5 comes out. So I restarted 3. Man, that game, the fucking music is so good, for one thing. I love Persona music. And then I actually do kind of enjoy, like, the day-to-day, like, oh, it's Thursday, you go to school, talk to these people after school, maybe join up the track team, it's the whole juggling friends thing. But one of the things that sucks about the game is there's so much going on in the background. There are so many like numbers and things that happen on certain days, but not on other days. That like a FAQ is almost necessary when you play this game, just because otherwise you're just going to miss out on so much.
That's like the big barrier for me.
Well, the thing is you miss out on stuff, but it will never. I don't think it will ever completely take things away from you in the sense.
I know. It
in the
just
sense
stresses me the fuck out.
Well, yeah, like I went up and I talked to some girl after school. And
Nice.
I was like, let's walk together. And she was like, no thanks. And she walked away. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I look up an FAQ. And like, it was apparently because a couple of days before I hadn't talked to her and done this. So I didn't get the chance to walk home from
You
her.
just ruin your chance.
But then a week later, it made me do that
Does
thing
Persona
with
4
her.
have the same type of like? It's
It's
kinda
well,
hard
the
for me
thing.
to tell.
It kind of goes on in the background. It never really tells you what's going on. If you look up an FAQ, there are like numbers. Like if you say this, this, and this, that's the best optimal scenario, and you get this many points towards leveling up your social link with them.
Yeah.
And so, while there is a most efficient way to play the game, you can still have a great experience not doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just kind of been doing whatever. Like, I kind of have a general idea of what I want to do. Like, oh, I want to max out this stat, and then I'll focus on that stat. So every day after school, I'm focusing on my courage right now. So I go and I sing karaoke to bring up my courage, and I go back home and I study to raise my academics, because you always want to have better academics and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of cool that during...
I still don't know what this game is.
It's
no, I know you.
The core concept is there's a group of people
and they're kids.
Well, no, at midnight every night there's another hour that most people don't know about. It's the dark hour, and during that hour,
like a 13th hour.
Yes. Well, technically 25th
Isn't it
hour.
called the midnight hour?
The dark hour.
You messed up.
Yeah, Krispy's dumb.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
And so the dark hour, Nick, and you go to the Tartarus.
That's Spike Lee.
Tartarus?
13th
Which is where your school is. There's this big tower where all like the fucking evil spirits and shit live, and you're trying to get to the top of it, and you're fighting them, and kind of similar to like Pokemon or whatever, you can encounter these personas randomly after battle, and you can accept them into your hearts, and then
by blowing your brains out.
Yes, well, no, that's how you summon them.
I mean, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, you hold the gun up to your head,
and then that summons the persona.
Oh, I thought that was like one. You know.
Are they bringing that back for Persona 5? Is that what?
I have
Let's
no
not
idea.
confine ourselves to my breadth of
they have
knowledge
like
of the
little
Persona
mask
series.
things. I don't know. Anyway, also the whole like fusion system is really cool. You go and you talk to Igor and Elizabeth, who's lovely, lady. And you talk to them, and you can fuse.
They're the
your
one like constant throughout the series, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they showed Igor in the trailer for 5,
and he's in 4.
Yep.
I know that.
Yep. And so,
do you have a fabulous pony yet?
I do not. I do not have a fabulous pony yet. I
my
don't know
favorite.
if there is a fabulous pony persona in 3.
And I don't want anything.
There
to
is
do
a
with 3.
penis chariot.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of weird personas in the game, and like the thing you have to learn is the skills. Like Bufu is ice, and you kind of figure all that out, like the weird names and stuff like that. For I don't know what they might mean something in another language, but in English they don't mean a whole lot, and so you just kind of have to learn what they are. But I'm really enjoying the series, and I'm gonna finish this one finally, and then move on to 4 because I've never played 4.
I think I'm going to broadcast some 4 this weekend because
I
am overdue for going back to it. Crispy.
Thankfully, MGS
That's a penis.
MGS was kind enough to gift me Persona 4 Golden for the Vita, and so now that I have my PlayStation TV,
it supposed to be a penis?
Yes. Penis demon.
So this is like an adult game.
Yeah, it's mature.
Let me see.
it's
About.
Yeah, show me the penis chariot.
well,
It's
they're in high school,
I killed.
like juniors and seniors, around that age. But I would never call this a kids game. I mean, are kids really interested in going to school and joining up the fucking athletics team, and
If
then
it's in a video.
exactly, and then joining like the whatever that other club is, and
People
you
really
can,
like this game.
it's a good game.
I know.
I like Persona. I think it's time to go back to the Yuki challenge.
And then
Yep.
making sure you use the bathroom every day.
And they're doing.
You have to use the bathroom every
They're
day.
doing one on
3.
PS4. Right?
Well, you don't have to, but when you do, it has a chance to improve your status.
I
Like
don't,
your
I don't think you can use the bathroom in 4.
oh, then 4 sucks.
I mean, I haven't used the bathroom before.
Well, then you're just
What,
filled
the
with
bathroom
shit.
in 4 sucks.
No, I don't know
Or
if you
4
can.
sucks.
5 is coming to PS3 and 4.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Oh, do y'all want to know some trivia?
Hmm.
No.
Persona is not actually Shin Megami Tensei. They
Hmm.
just call it that over here.
Okay.
I
What do
didn't
they
know that.
call it over there?
It's Persona.
So what's Shin Megami Tensei?
And they similar. They're RPGs made by the same people that are kind of similar, but technically Persona is not Shin
Oh, so
Megami
there's
Tensei.
another series called Shin Megami Tensei. And
Yes.
They just lump it all
But
together.
the thing is, Shin Megami Tensei has a lot of spin-offs that are called Shin Megami Tensei blah 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 blah, like Digital Devil Saga or whatever. But
Nocturne.
Persona is not technically a Shin Megami Tensei game, except they call it that over here.
Crispy,
Hey,
was there anything that new that you've been playing this week that you would like to discuss?
man, I ain't played shit.
All right.
No, wait.
Hasn't
No, I
played
haven't-
shit.
I
All right,
haven't
hasn't played
anything.
shit.
I'm sorry.
All right,
no,
well-
you played some Besiege. How was that working?
Did I play
out for
more
you?
Besiege? Oh, yeah. Oh, the laggy mallard. Yeah,
What?
that's the name of my ultimate device.
I played some Besiege too.
It's just a big platform, and I put propellers all over it, and I put bombs all under it, and I put propellers on the side, so when it flies, it spins, and then you release the bombs, and they launch.
Just go
up.
everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of people make them. It's like the catch-all, destroy everything basic machine with as little like ingenuity or flair as possible,
I will say that
and it kills everything.
I do want to play Besiege. I played 2 other games this weekend, real quickly. Takanoko and Takedo. They're 2 board games that Bernadette got me for my birthday. Cool. And we played Takedo.
Oh yeah, the board game. That was really
and it was
cool.
actually a lot of fun. And Krispy won.
I did
by 2 points
because I invested in knickknacks.
And he had a lot of fucking knickknacks
and hot springs.
And you do go to the hot springs.
I stopped at all the hot springs.
I only stopped at like 2 of them.
This is like an Asian monopoly.
Well, it's like
a little.
It's like you're a traveler on the road to Edo or Ido or whatever the old name for Tokyo used to be, and it's like along the way you can stop at different places and do things, and you can stop at hot springs, you can stop at temples.
The
and make an offering.
gameplay revolves around only so many people can do it at once, like maybe 2 people. So if 2 people are there, you can't stop, so you have to keep going. And it's kind of like you're bunny hopping along this path trying to do things. I don't know. It's a pretty fun game. And then Takanoko is the one where you're either your bamboo garden and you're trying to do a bunch of tasks, either grow bamboo or you're a panda and you try and eat bamboo, and fun game.
Those were cool.
Yeah. Speaking of board games.
Wait, Dave, hold on. Because we were talking about Besiege and we moved on really quickly. I just want to say one thing that I feel like Besiege really needs that Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts did have is Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts had a thing where you can like highlight chunk of your vehicle and like kind of pull it off and move it over so you can kind of like build in between and stuff, like, or if you want to add some shit in the middle. And Besiege really fucking needs that because it's usually just
still an alpha, so hopefully they'll wise up.
I also made one where it's like you have to destroy 80% of a village, so I just made this big scaffolding that like wrapped all the way around the village and held bombs over all the buildings. So when the game started and the whole thing's like
the physics sets in,
I just like hit the button and like it's basically.
But don't they limit the size?
No, you go into free build mode. You can unlock like that box that they like limit you to. You can turn that off. But if you do that, it doesn't like give you achievements or it doesn't give you like the pass on. It's basically just like a fuck around mode. Which I mean, why else are you playing that game? You know?
Yeah, that's true. Fuck around is the best part about that game.
Yeah,
fuck around. A lame fuck around.
What were we saying, Nick?
I was just gonna say, speaking of board games, we're gonna play board games here pretty soon.
Yeah,
because we unlocked that milestone on our Patreon campaign. We'll do more about that later. But first, we're gonna take a break. We're going to come back. We have a lot of news to talk about, and then we'll do community. We're going to answer some more questions from our patrons, do chatter for the week, and, of course, wrap up with the 4-player minute. So we appreciate it if you stuck around. We'll be back in just a moment.
Yeah. Is that what a prostate exam is like?
Oh my god, shut up.
Let's Google expressing human
Brad's getting close.
Brad looks at his doctor. I'll never forget that. Brad looks at his doctor and is like, is it time?
Dude, it's fun. When I was in college, many moons ago, when I was in college, I had a friend who was like, had some, he was wiping and he noticed some blood. So he's like, I'm going to go to the doctor, right?
Wait, did he notice like fresh blood or dried blood?
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
That's the
talking about
like
this?
I always thought that like blood in your stool, you'd be like shitting like.
Guys, we have a new person in chat. The first thing they're going to hear is us talking about expressing.
Well, we are adults. This is an adult conversation.
I don't remember the details of the blood, but I will know that he recalled to us the experience of going to the doctor and having something shoved up his butt as the doctor was looking in there, and the thing that stuck with me was that he said the whole room just smelled like ass. Just like the inside of an asshole, the whole room.
Well, he didn't give himself an enema before he went?
I don't know. So that's the part I don't look for. That's the most embarrassing part, right? It's not just that you have a finger in your asshole, it's that, everything now smells like an asshole.
What was that show where like the people were addicted to coffee enemas?
Oh my god!
What are we talking about?
That's the Strange Addiction show.
Yeah, Strange Addictions.
What would a coffee
They just boil a pot of coffee.
Wait.
They let it cool.
Okay.
Then they stick the tube up their butt and then a funnel. And they lay down and they just fucking pour it in.
What is that?
Well, it probably gives you a caffeine.
Yeah,
high.
your body absorbs the caffeine.
Yeah,
for
like
one
you can.
thing.
There's people that do that with alcohol, and you can die from it. You can.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't get filtered through your liver.
Yeah.
Sure.
Guys, we've talked about farting in front of our girlfriends. We've talked about expressing dogs' anal glands. Now we're talking about
Coffee enemas.
coffee enemas and the insides of assholes. What are we doing on this show?
I don't know. We've spiraled somewhere.
This whole podcast has been like...
Today's just
There was
been
a woman on
weird
that show
day.
who drinks her own piss. Like she's addicted to it.
I saw a guy who was addicted to having sex with his car.
Oh, I see
Oh,
that.
yeah, I remember seeing
Oh, and
that
like
one.
he like kisses it.
Yeah, and his dad was like...
He like
humps
makes
it.
out with it. It's
Oh
weird.
my god.
Yeah.
That almost that's classic. Classic. He like kisses it and stuff. That's the creepy part. Like if he just humped the car, that'd be fine. But he like makes out with the bumper.
There was that one guy with the pool floaties.
What?
Yeah, he was like addicted to like he was like in love with these pool floaties, like a blow up like whale that you would have in the pool with the fucking handles on it, and he would like hug them and like
I know
rub
what he
them
would
and
do
shit.
with the pool floaties.
And then there was the other guy with balloons that he was like addicted to balloons.
I knew someone who was deathly afraid of balloons.
Yeah.
Anyways, can we get back to video games?
I think we
Sure.
should.
Crispy, you ready?
Have you
I mean,
seen this Patreon? He was gonna do his
I've been recording
you guys
this.
heard about this Do you guys know Carlos started a Patreon? Well, that's what he looks like.
What's a Patreon?
Oh my god! By the way, if you're new to our channel, please check out our Patreon campaign over at patreon.com/4Player.
Dude, even if you don't want to donate a dime, just watch the video because it's funny and we're proud of it.
We did spend an entire
we had
day filming.
Oh man, do you remember it was like the sun was setting and we're like, I don't know if we're gonna finish this video today, guys.
We did.
But we did. Anyways, check that out. We'd appreciate it. Someone could post a link in chat. That would be wonderful. Anyway. All right. Let's talk about the news, guys. Who's ready to do that?
The news.
I would like to just briefly... Why don't we go ahead and get the elephant out of the room here. Let's talk about the Order 1886.
That's not the fucking elephant.
Wait, which one's the elephant then?
The
Phantom Dust.
That is not the
Wait,
elephant.
that's not the elephant.
That
There's
is
the other elephant. Wow.
The only other elephant...
I guess that one's kind of a smaller packet.
The only other elephint...
What's
the only other elephant here is Peter Molyneux. But we talked about that. We did talk
That
about
was such a wonderful elephant.
We did talk about Peter Molyneux on our latest Dinner Time podcast, which you can access now if you're a Twitch subscriber or a patron on our Patreon campaign. So check that out. Also, it's worth mentioning in that same Dinner Time podcast, I told a story about the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. Just putting that out there.
Dude, that was the grossest thing you've
Hey,
ever
Brad
seen?
Skate.
I mean,
for life.
this was
Subscribe
pretty,
for
like,
9 months.
I haven't seen that, but
Thank you, Brad Skate for life.
I would imagine. Oh, thank you.
We got a new subscriber.
Hey, subscribe for 9 months.
I would imagine that what you just watched in that video was somewhat like what
It's
I
just-
saw this past week.
It doesn't involve a mirror in your own butthole.
Well, not his butthole. You'll have to listen to the dinner time to find out.
I'll just say this: I had to wait until after dinner, and we had to record a separate segment after we had finished eating for me to tell the story. It was pretty
Nick's
sad.
a liar.
I'm not a liar.
Nick's a liar.
Anyways, check out the Dinner Time podcast. Anyways, let's talk about the Order 1886 because that's coming up this week. I'm going to be playing it on the feed on Friday evening, starting at about 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, I was planning on playing it for until about 10:30, like I always do. It's looking like I might just say fuck it and poop sock that game because we could probably finish it in 5 hours.
It's
Probably.
called The Order 1880. Oh, it's over.
So let's talk about that. There was a YouTube Let's Player got his hands on the game, played it.
The Order 1888. What is it?
1886.
The Order 1886. January. Get it?
The first week of 18.
No.
The first. Okay, sorry.
Anyway.
Continue.
Anyways, so the game comes out Friday. It looks like a YouTube Let's Player got his hands on it already, recorded a series of Let's Play videos that have since been taken down for obvious reasons. But the whole game was fit into about 16 YouTube videos, and it clocked in at a little over 5.5 hours. Now, I haven't seen the videos myself. There's a lot of the
I skimmed through them.
The review embargo is up on Thursday, so we'll get like actual reviews for the game then. But it's looking like that game is going to be more style than substance, if that.
Is it true what I heard that about half of that was cutscene?
Unskippable. Apparently about 2.5 hours.
But I'm also
like
curious.
20-minute unskippable cutscenes.
I'm also curious because I heard from someone else who I don't know if it's the same person but somebody was quoted as saying that depending on which difficulty you play, that can be extended by a couple hours.
Dude, so okay,
that sounds to me like he was maybe playing on easy.
I heard people like saying that too, where it's like, oh well, you can just play on harder difficulties. One of the fucking pre-order bonuses for the game is an unlimited supply of the health item.
Wow.
God, video games are fucking terrible now. I hate the whole industry.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's like they wear those little Blackwater vials around, and
Yeah.
that's like your health. If you pre-order the game, you get an unlimited Blackwater vial.
Oh my god.
So
that was unlimited in a 5-hour
I don't
game.
think this is necessarily one of those like challenging games.
So I will say, like I said, I scrubbed through some of those 16, like maybe 3 or 4 of them out of curiosity, just because I hadn't seen a whole lot of the game. I was actually kind of looking for werewolves.
Yeah.
In the video.
Did you find any?
No. Not one. All I found was Gears of War shooting, and the videos I saw.
That's all I've played.
Some of the 16 videos, some of them were literally just a cutscene, like a 15-minute cutscene. Wow. I was scrubbing through it, trying.
Metal Gear Solid shit, right there.
So I mean, it's like this is. We actually got in a big conversation about this on Hip Chat.
Yeah.
Amongst ourselves, when the news about the 5.5 hours first came out. And it's one of those things where, Bob is pretty passionate about this topic, I mean, as a developer. And it comes down to, is it worth it? That's all it comes down to. Is it gonna be, and that my
cost versus value.
Exactly. Is it worth my time? And my thought process is if it's 5.5 hours and it's on the order of 1886, The Last of Us, I'm fine paying $60 for it.
Yeah.
But if it's 5.5 hours and it's, I don't know, Singularity. No, I'm not gonna say Singularity.
But don't you even.
But The Last of Us is 15 hours and has fantastic fucking multiplayer.
But
what are we talking about?
The problem right here is
you can't get away with this shit.
The problem right here is people are freaking out about the time, which is valid, especially considering they want you to pay $60 for this. But we still don't really have. I mean, the video's been pulled down. There's some people.
All we know is the time, not the quality.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't had a good look at what the quality of those moments.
That's fair, but it's not that anybody has a problem with playing short games. Like, we're living in like the golden age of the $20 indie game. Like, we all have played 4 or 5 hour games. That's not a problem. We don't pay $60 for that. So especially if half of that is
I completely agree with you. I'm taking a at this point I'm taking a personal hit so we can make sure
the people who are saying though, like, oh well, I don't mind shorter games. Nobody minds a shorter game. That's not the problem.
It's the value.
Also, when we play something like Journey or Gone Home or Portal, those are all like 3-hour games. Yeah. But like you're seeing something fucking new or like crazy. I mean, if like I don't want to play like if this indie game was a 3-hour Gears of War clone, that's 20 hours. I mean, that's 3 hours.
Kind of what it looks
$20.
like.
Then I don't want to play that fucking either. And
I'm sure
like 5 hours is fine, but it needs to be something that's. And I mean, like, so I hate to break it to you, but like Gears and Uncharted and Last of Us and even like Call of Duty, like has a 5-hour campaign. Those are like well-made games with like really good multiplayer and stuff. I mean, what is this game doing that's new?
Nothing.
We don't know because
from what we've seen,
we haven't seen.
It's steampunk. Exactly. That's
sure. I'll wait for Bloodborne.
Like the one thing I will give to it, like personally, I think a lot of it also might kind of depend on how you value cutscenes in a game. And while I certainly don't want to play a game that is half cutscenes, especially when it's a 5-hour game, as it is. Like, I like cutscenes a lot. In fact, I never skip cutscenes. I love story.
Liking story is fine.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, if I spend $60 and this game is over in 5 hours, even if that 5 hours was great, I'm gonna feel gypped, and that's gonna suck. Yeah. But like, I am also like, there's no denying that I do want to play this game because I do want to see what that story is. I want to see if there's any value in there as a new IP at all. But like, still, it fucking sucks.
That's one thing we can be confident about is that, speaking of new IP, is that the sequel is going to be like twice as long and have multiplayer anyways, because that's just how the industry works. So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
So like what I was talking about was $60 is a standard price of a good game now, a AAA title, and I don't believe a AAA title that's $60 should be 5.5 hours unless it's the best fucking game I'm going to play that year.
Yeah, sure.
George, one of our broadcasters, was asking, well, I'd rather it be 5.5 hours than filled with like fluff, like bullshit. And I was I agree. I would rather it be shorter than filled with fluff. But if a developer is going to create a AAA title and spend millions, however much money they spent on it,
looks like they spent lots of money.
It does look like they spent a lot of money on it.
And the visuals in general.
I think it shouldn't be filled with fluff. I think it should be 12 hours of non-fluff. Deliver content. Yeah. I don't know where all their money went that they can only come up with 5.5 hours. And my other argument was, if you can only come up with 5.5 hours worth of content, don't spend millions of dollars on it.
Yeah.
Rogue Galaxy is going to be a $20 game.
Yeah.
And that looks like that's going to have like at least
Rogue
40.
Galaxy.
Yeah, one of the ones we saw at PAX South.
Yeah, Rebel
Galaxy.
Rebel Galaxy.
Rebel Galaxy.
That's like 90 hours.
Yeah.
Like the
Rebel Galaxy.
The Assassin's Creed ship combat in space.
Assassin's Creed 4 ship combat in space. Thank you. Rebel Galaxy is going to be $20 and at least like 40, 50 hours of content.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't understand. Like, I honestly think, just looking for what I've seen from both of them, I'm going to have a lot more fun with this $20 game.
And it's not about fluff either, okay? Like, I feel like games need room to, like, breathe and grow and evolve. Otherwise, you're just left wanting, I feel like. Like Brutal Legend gets a lot of crap for being really short for the type of game it is. And at the end of it, I wasn't frustrated with the fact that, it ended too soon. I was frustrated with the fact that, like, they had a really good idea and it needed more time to
settle,
to grow.
That game changes a lot.
It changes a lot, and then it's just fucking over,
Yeah. It sounds like this game is not going to have enough time to even get its footing.
And it's so linear and story driven that like it doesn't even seem like something you like replay over and over again.
Sure.
Like a Resident Evil game is short, but those things are like complex.
So that's Cleft in chat. I don't know if he's being facetious or not. He said, "I can beat Binding of Isaac Rebirth in 12 minutes, but I paid $15." I don't know if that was being facetious or not, but I would hope so, because that's a scenario where, yes, I paid $15 for Binding of Isaac, whatever, and I played that game for like 200 hours. I mean, not 200 hours, but a fucking lot of time spent on that game. I don't think The Order is a type of game that you're going to want to replay over and over again. Yeah. I think that's a one-and-done type of scenario. Maybe replay it on a harder difficulty. But even still, it's...
Somebody brought up Mirror's Edge in chat, but like Mirror's Edge was like
something we've never seen unique. Before. That was not something we'd ever seen before in our lives.
Like here's what I'm still wondering, and this really hasn't been answered for me concretely yet, because especially I've played this demo twice now. At E3 and PAX, both times the exact same demo, and it was like a 10-minute sequence that reminded me of Gears of War. Like, it had some cool weaponry, like that was kind of unique about it. But like, other than that, like, the core gameplay conceit was really familiar and really linear. The cutscenes looked amazing, but like, they've been obviously building this up as like a supernatural horror game. That element is still in there somehow, and I've still not been told or seen how that actually plays into the game itself.
So it's one of the scenarios where what we originally saw from this game, that's not what I'm seeing right now.
Exactly.
I saw, 1880s, steampunk kind of this kind of mysterious group of people fighting like lichens or werewolves. Yeah. And now I'm seeing, once again, like we've said, a fucking...
Is there even more than one werewolf in the
game? Haven't seen anything of it.
And that, like, honestly, that's kind of what's keeping me interested in it, because we know that element's still there. It's just how does it fit in? I'm gonna play it regardless, because this setting and this tone, this atmosphere just speaks to me, and I like cinematic games. But like, I'm very worried. I'm very, very worried. It doesn't matter though. Regardless of how it turns out, I'm gonna be playing it on Friday night. So
we'll see.
We'll see how it is. I'll probably get, especially if it's short, I'll be doing a review for the game.
I'm sorry.
So honestly, if it's looking like it, if the reviews come out and it really is as short as everyone's saying it is, I'm probably just gonna say fuck it. I'm poop socket.
I'm gonna try to play it this weekend too.
I am hoping that it is well received or successful, because
Ready at Dawn is at least good. Like
Ready at Dawn They know how to make good games.
Yeah.
This was their first time making a game that was not on a handheld platform, though. They were responsible for Daxter on the PSP. They did the God of War.
Both God of War games
both
on
God
the
of War
PSP.
games on the PSP. Like, they know how to make games. None of
those games are 5.5 hours.
Well, actually,
which is what's
no, they are. I mean, like the God of War games are
I guess
short
the God of War
because
you could beat
but they're
quickly.
handheld games.
Yeah.
But like, those aren't 2.5 hours for the cutscenes either.
I think this is a lesson not to let ourselves get overly excited by cinematic trailers. Because when they first announced this game, that trailer they showed was really cool.
But let's not jump to conclusions. I mean,
Speaking
it's
of which,
easy to jump to
just
conclusions
cause.
right now, especially considering all the evidence.
But
out
it's
there.
already seeming like the ideas of what we thought this game was going to be are not even close to
it's
what
not going
it
to
actually
be
is.
what we hoped it would be. Probably.
Yeah.
But
Also, that the gameplay I did see, I don't know if it's just the way he uploaded, the frame rate was not the best.
Well, I've been hearing about frame rate issues from the get-go.
I had some frame rate issues in there during the PAX demo.
Yeah.
Which is not surprising. Hey, they're doing the same thing Evil Within did.
Exactly.
Cutting off part of the screen. So.
But anyways, we'll find out on Friday how that's going to turn out.
Yep.
And I guess look for my review sometime the following week, because I'm definitely going to do that. Brad?
Skip me.
Nolan?
What's up? So, what's that game we've been talking about for like 5 years?
Oh, Last Guardian.
That one. That's the one. So Sony apparently let the trademark expire on it.
Yes.
The name.
On accident, they said.
Yeah, so then
was
Sony came out
They're claiming
today
administrative error.
Yeah.
and say, but didn't they do this before in the past?
Not this exact...
Oh,
that does seem familiar now
It
that I
does
think
seem
about it.
familiar.
I don't know if it was The Last Guardian, but
Because there was an incident about 2 years ago where they had to come out and say, it's still in development.
I think
And
it was
can't
a
remember
similar
what-
scenario where I think maybe the trademark expired on it. And then
So we
they-
should expect this to happen once every 2 years.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so they came out today and said it's still in development.
Now, what I'm wondering is, I'm not super familiar with the process of like purchasing new trademarks and whatnot. I'm assuming it's not like buying a web domain. Someone can't just swoop in and buy that trademark.
Correct. I don't think they
So,
can.
there
I
was
think
a-
they
it wasn't
there's
in
And then
danger
just
of-
ransom it back.
yeah there's a period
I'd say if someone
probably.
snatched that up there.
There's probably a
That's,
period of where they
That's
let
a
you
nice
buy
name
it
you
again.
guys
Yeah.
got there. Be ashamed if the trademark ran out.
But they're claiming administrative error. But there was a moment of panic, or I will give it to Chris Davis, because there was if you go to 4playernetwork.com right now, there is a forum thread on there that Chris Davis started. It's actually 2 forum threads, because someone started a new one after the update happened.
Yeah.
But if you look at the original thread, Chris posted the most masterful GIF. How did that GIF even get? Do y'all watch the GIF that he posted?
I don't
It's
think I saw
masterful. It's like a minute and a half long of a guy just flipping shit and going postal at a post office, but it's all to like.
The post office.
Or is that right?
Yeah, that was from the thing.
The thing.
Oh, I
Oh.
couldn't remember.
Yeah,
But good GIF.
The thing.
Good
Yeah.
GIF.
it's an iconic scene. Well, there's a lot of iconic scenes in that movie.
Yeah,
to be
there
fair.
Thing.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie all the way through.
It's a good one.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a great movie.
I didn't watch the remake though either.
There's a
good.
remake?
It was like a
Yeah.
prequel.
That
Yeah, it
came
was
out
like a
like
prequel.
I didn't even know that.
2 or 3 years ago.
The
Was it a prequel?
1980 John Carpenter's thing from 1982 is a remake.
Prequel, man.
The new one is actually
A prequel.
a prequel.
The original from.
Was the new one any good? At all?
No.
You say that like it's obvious.
Is any remake ever good? Come on.
Yeah.
You know, I think the remake of Ocean's 11 is better than the original.
Okay, sure.
I'll go with
that
that.
was so that doesn't count. Just like the Thing remake doesn't count because back in the day, all movies
I
kind of
didn't
sucked.
give a shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't fucking mean that. Like The Ring is a remake, and that I think is better than Ringu. And there's a
I
lot.
agree.
There's plenty.
I'll agree
We
with that.
We actually watched the video,
ending of
the actual video.
We already had this
from
conversation
Ring.
earlier.
Well, we
Yeah,
had it
we
off
did.
the feed.
Oh, we
Like,
did? Okay.
The
We watched
Ringu
both
one
Ring
is
and Ringu.
like-
The one from Ringu is not very good.
It's
Not very frightening. The
I
one,
mean, I could imagine if you'd never seen that movie or like knew what was going on, that would be kind of like unsettling. But like the one from Ring is definitely disturbing. Like,
it's quite good.
My
Anyways,
Sassy Girl was a horrible remake.
I'm not so
The
what
original
about
one was so much better.
Old Boy?
Oh!
I've only seen the remake of Old
Oh,
Boy.
really?
watch the original.
The original's so good.
Of what?
The Departed
Oh, boy.
is a good remake.
Yeah,
although
Departed is.
Infernal Affairs is
Infernal
incredible.
Affairs was such a great movie.
Yeah, but Departed's really good.
That's
as well.
that's a,
I
I
like how
will
this Last Guardian
yeah.
conversation.
I
spun
will
off into
say
that.
that both of those movies are great in their own ways. I mean, I love both of them. I'm not going to say I love it because it's a remake. It's still a good movie.
Chris Davis has brought up the Thomas Crown Affair. I'll agree with you. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Last Guardian. Huh? That's tragic. Yeah. Does Sony let something that's an active fucking full steam ahead development expire?
Like, if we're remembering this correctly, this is the second time it's happened.
They came out and said, "Oh, don't worry, it's still in production."
I mean, there was a lot of people like maybe they're changing the name. Which honestly, at this point in development, if they are committed to actually getting this game out, maybe it'd be a better idea to change the name, because at this point, you hear Last Guardian, all you think of is this disastrously long fucking development process.
Yeah, True Grit was much better than the original one. I love John Wayne, but the original True Grit...
Come on out of there now.
Not the best movie.
Okay, the Old Boy thing, the original Old Boy was not on Netflix. I wanted to watch a movie one night.
You know,
that's fine.
It was a shame about that. They ripped their poster off. The Old Boy remake?
Yeah.
Some guy, like, submitted a poster design to get, like, commission on it, and they were like, no, and then they used it.
I'll tell you this, though. Like, when that twist in the Old Boy hit, regardless of the movie's quality, like, I shit a brick. I had no idea.
Sure, but the original is...
It was better than the original because of what happens. Have you not seen them?
Never seen it.
You've never seen the original?
I've never seen
the original's on Netflix, I think.
Never seen.
Or on something that's
streaming service.
Some streaming service.
How about we get back on the news?
Yeah, sad about Last Guardian. You know what's even more sad is this. Okay, so Microsoft was working with an independent studio that was working on the Phantom Dust remake, whatever it is. That studio shut down.
Yep.
They just shut the studio down. And apparently this came like hours after having a meeting with Microsoft reps where they were told the project looked like it's going well, and then they got a phone call and they were like, "By the way, we're closing your studio," and they immediately had to fire. Like,
this is not
people.
A good fucking sign. You know what this reminds me of? When fucking Fumito Ueda left Team Ico.
Oh yeah.
That's
left Team Ico.
That shit's scary. You know, like that. I mean, he did. He left Team Ico. He left Sony. You know, that shit's scary. And you know, I've told you I've been worried about this fucking game because you know Phil Harrison. You know, he becomes in charge and he's all gung ho about, hey, just tell me what you want. We'll fucking do it. You want Conquer? Boom. He's in Project Spark. You know, just. Shit like that. You know, like they're all excited about these smaller projects. We're going to be more like Sony and do smaller weird things. And then that D4 game comes out and Microsoft just shits it out one day without even doing any sort of promotion. Right. And the fucking dude, Swery is like, hey guys, please buy my game because Microsoft's not helping me sell it. You know, it's all well and good, you know, these initial intentions, but things change. Like back when you know EA was doing like Mirror's Edge and Dead Space and all kinds of like new stuff, people were like, "Oh, this is great! EA's different." But then years passed and they started going back to their same old shit, and they're like, "Oh, well, I guess things didn't really change at EA." I'm a little worried. In short, I'm a little worried that Phil Harrison might have been all gung ho when he first began, but oh Jesus Christ! Fuck you, Chris Davis.
That was me, actually.
Oh, fuck you, Nick. Yeah, no. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I'm a little worried that a lot of these games that Phil Harrison was like, "Hey man, we're gonna make games you want." He's gonna kind of maybe backtrack on that stuff a little bit, and I worry about Phantom Dust. I worry that this is gonna be something that just is going to get quietly killed, and never come out.
It's weird.
Because how many, who is there to be, like, upset about it? Like, so many people barely even know what the fuck Phantom Dust is.
That's true.
I mean, would any of y'all know what Phantom Dust is if I didn't exist?
No.
Probably not.
You're the one that made me play it.
You know, that's...
Made me.
That's scary, man. That's a bummer. And
it's weird,
it doesn't make sense that this shit gets... this studio just kind of fucking shuts down.
It's weird to shut down a studio without canceling the game
the
studio's working on.
I think it has happened before.
Well, I'm sure it has, but I bet that the number of times it's happened is fucking weird.
I believe that Sony shut down the studio that was making the the Sony Smash Brothers game.
Oh, All-Stars?
All-Stars.
Like right before that game released.
Battle Royale.
Yeah.
But maybe it was after.
I mean, I think it
don't know.
happens more often than you think of after a game goes gold. But this game is like still in full on development. And they just fucking canceled.
Oh my god!
They didn't cancel the game. They canceled the studio.
Yeah, Microsoft it says it's still in development, just like Sony says Last Guardian still exists. So I just don't know what to think, man. I'm really bummed out because if Phantom Dust goes away, I have even less reasons
to buy an Xbox.
In fact, it's only one real reason, and it just sucks that reason is such a powerful one.
Yeah.
I mean, god damn it, dude. God damn it.
God.
Just let Scalebound go multi-platform.
That's not going to happen.
PC version, please.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get a PC version. Who knows?
Crispy?
Did you have a news topic for us this week?
I just wanted to take a second to talk about that wonderful rock, paper, shotgun interview with Peter Molyneux.
Crispy finally got around to reading it all.
Oh, it was so fun. It was so
It's
fun.
not fun. It's sad, dude.
It is really sad.
It's also straight out of the
sad.
fucking...
And I got
awkward-
into reading it, and a lot of people were like, oh, well, that guy was being a real dick to Peter Molyneux. And when I started reading it, I was like, yeah, why is this guy being so hard on Peter Molyneux? Like,
And
by
then
the end of that interview, you're just like, dude, fuck you. Like, stop talking.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
stop talking, Peter Molyneux. Like, he's got a problem.
Yeah,
he's
he
got
does.
a problem.
Is
Is he crazy? Is he like, what's wrong with that guy? What is wrong with that
He's
guy?
a pathological liar.
It's like every time he tries to like get him to just say one straight thing about like
I think Jim Sterling
what's going on with the money?
put it best in which like whenever he puts out a game, as soon as it sells, he talks shit about it. He's like, that one was shit. This one's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And he's done it.
He's
for
like, all right, I fucked up that last
every
one.
single Fable. He's done that. He said how shitty the last one was and how great the new one's
The
gonna
thing
be.
that always like the thing that really stuck out to me was the 7-month
yeah.
development period where
Yeah.
he's like, oh, when you guys announced Goddess, you said you were going to have it out in 7 months. And you've been working in the industry for 30 years. Like, you know how long it takes roughly to make a game. And he's like, well, I don't know. Every experience is a creative, collaborative process. It's different every time. I've been late on every single game I've done. Fable 2, I was late. Fable 1, I was late. Black and White 2, I was late on those. And he's like, okay, you've been doing this for 30 years, and you just admitted to me that you know that you're always late. So even if you did reasonably think you could do it in 7 months, which, I mean, come on, are you fucking stupid? Why would you say that number? Like, why wouldn't you just pad the shit out of it and say like, 2 years? We're looking at a 2-year scale.
Because it was a Kickstarter, and Kickstarter games are kind of beholden.
That was when
to-
Kickstarters first started.
But you know what people like when they back Kickstarter programs? Like, you know what like maintains that trust is when you actually produce the thing that you kickstarted, not let it rot for 3 years.
So did you?
I mean, they did launch the early access on Steam, and they have the mobile version going. But like everything that people were excited about that game, like the online component, that like hub world thing, the stuff, the tie-in with the Curiosity Cube with that Brian Hutchinson kid, none of that.
Did you read that interview with that kid?
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Oh
he's
my
just like,
God.
oh, I completely forgot about all this. And in the Rock Paper Shotgun interview, Peter Molyneux is even like referencing that Eurogamer article, saying like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I forgot about that kid until Eurogamer asked me about him, and I'm gonna write him an apology note
That's
today.
ridiculous.
And it's just like, dude,
That wasn't the center of the cube.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to know what was in the center of the cube,
God.
and it was a Kickstarter for
why?
Goddess.
How come there's nobody like? How has he gotten this far in the industry without?
Well,
How is there nobody around him to be like, dude, you're writing checks that are.
do you want to know why? Do you want to know why?
Why doesn't he hire a publicist? Why doesn't he hire somebody that comes in and says, "Hey, Peter, shut up!
You know what's
just
funny?
stop."
Dennis Dyack finally got that guy because Dennis Dyack is a Peter Molyneux. He's the same kind of problems. But when they started launching this sequel to, or trying to launch the sequel to Eternal Darkness, they had a guy there just to like shut up Dennis Dyack,
just to be like,
in
"Oh,
interviews.
okay."
But
I could just imagine an interview and he's like, well, we're going to... No. Stop it.
Think about this.
No.
I don't know if it
Stop.
worked like that. But
Like,
Maybe he just has like a squirt bottle and he just like sprays it. Stop it.
he
it's
basically
like
had a guy
every
to do the
tree is
talking.
going to be rendered with 10,000 leaves. Like, stop it.
Bad.
But
Bad
no,
Peter Molyneux.
It's because Peter Molyneux is like a legendary. I mean, like he created Populous, you know, and that's like the original God game.
He has effectively wasted all of that like goodwill and reputation.
Yeah, that's true.
Several times.
It is so sad, but it's even worse that like people are being hired on to his company and they have no idea what they're like. What they're working on, like what their project is, like, and nobody can just be like, hey, Peter, you know, this would go a lot easier if you would just stop talking. Like, oh, it's infuriating to watch this as an outsider. Like, I can't even imagine, like, what, I can't even imagine what those meetings are like in 22can. Like,
I'll be honest, Nolan knows this. I can't watch awkward videos. I have a really hard time with it. I was in there freaking out because every time I come over for the podcast, Nolan's watching awkward videos online. I can't watch them. I can't bring myself to read this interview or watch it. I'll never see it. I'll never read it. I'll just hear about it through Krispy because that's all I can take. Because it sounds bad.
It's so bad.
It
goes on forever, too.
It's an hour and 20-minute phone conversation he's transcribed.
John, like the guy from Rock, Paper, Shotgun, John Walker, like he even starts the interview and you can tell he's already just like... He's already like exhausted by the whole subject before they even start talking. Yeah. And they talk for like an hour and a half. And by the end of it, they're just yelling at each other. Like it's so bad. And Peter Molyneux, like his only response, his only answer is like, "Oh, do you just want me to stop making games? Do you just want me to stop making games? Like, do you want me out of this industry? Because I think I'm going to quit this industry. I'm going to stop talking to the press and I'm going to quit this industry." And it's just like nobody's asking for that.
We're just asking you for Milo.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That connect.
All right.
Interactive.
Yeah.
Time to move on to our favorite segment.
Wait. One little quick thing. I just want to hear y'all's thoughts on. How do you feel about this live-action Netflix Zelda TV series?
It's not, from what I understand, it's not a Zelda TV series. They are using Zelda as like an inspiration, but it's not a Zelda show. It's not like a licensed Nintendo television show. Really? From what I understood, from what I was reading, I haven't done any further checking on it. I don't know if like Nintendo put out a statement or anything, but
I'm pretty on board with the Netflix original series though. Like they do some pretty good.
Yeah, their stuff's been pretty quality.
So I'm at least willing to see what this is before I judge it. But like,
I'm at least willing to binge watch the entire series the day it comes out.
See, that's the great thing.
That's what I love.
That's the great thing. Yeah. When Daredevil hits in April, I can just watch the whole thing in like one sitting. Well, not one sitting. Nice. That's nice. Like 2 sittings.
Don't watch too much, you'll go blind.
I think you should do that. Nolan,
what's up?
Community.
Woo! This is everyone's favorite part of the show, except for especially all our Patreons, because now our patrons.
All of our Patreons.
All of our Patreons. We have one. We have a lot of patrons.
We have one Patreon command.
Anyway,
I see what you did there.
Every week I'm going to be thanking 10 until we catch up.
Yeah.
And then I'll just thank however many we have to thank that week.
So to clarify, if you become a patron on our Patreon campaign, no matter how much money you contribute, we'll personally give you a shout out on the podcast every week. Well, since we hit like 70-something patrons in the first week of release, we're having to catch up. So we thanked 10 last week. Let's go ahead and thank 10 more this week.
All right, starting down the list. Alex D.
Alex D.
Yep.
Good kid.
George M., also known as Meltdown in chat.
Ah, Meltdown.
Balder...
Baldur's Gate. Wait, is Baldur his name?
Baldmar? Baldemar.
Baldemar?
Baldemar?
Balthazar. Continue.
Baldman in chat.
All right, let's go with that one.
Bradley L. Landon M. Brian B. BB. Otto.
That's Burnsy, I think.
I don't know.
No, Brian B. I think. Sorry.
Yeah. Otto, the automatic in chat.
Yep.
Alex S. Bronson A. And Gabriel
Burns.
Ampersand semicolon. There's a lot of weird things in his last name.
The Angel.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys very much for contributing to our Patreon.
We appreciate
it's
it.
Much appreciated.
More than you'll never know.
If you're interested in pledging to our Patreon campaign, please check out the site at patreon.com/4player. That's the number 4player. Check out our pitch video. Even if you don't want to pledge, watch the video. We had a lot of fun making it.
It was a lot of fun.
We're going to do more of those.
Definitely. Moving on, every week we are going to answer 2 or 3 questions from our patrons. If you are a patron and you go to the activity feed every week, we're going to have a post on there. Just look at that, find that post where we ask for questions.
Because I'm trying to get in the habit of posting exclusive content for subscribers on Sunday night, so I think I just post at the same time.
That's fine. Just go on there, ask your question. We'll answer it on the show. Maybe you can only get a couple of them. This week, our first question was going to be Otto's question about the Order 1886, kind of the controversy around it, but we kind of already talked about that during the earlier segment. So thanks for that, Otto. Moving on, Chris P. asks...
Sorry.
What?
Who's better, Batman?
What's a game that a lot of people said was hard to beat, but when you played, you had no problems with it, or thought it was very easy?
I know Nick's answer.
I knew he wasn't going to be able to get through this question without asking.
So I'm going to say every game's easy. So.
Is that really your answer?
I can answer for Nick.
Go ahead.
Devil May Cry 3 is the cakewalk.
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
Is that your answer?
Am I going to have to go back and play Devil May Cry 3 again on the feed just to see if I was wrong?
Yeah.
I probably am wrong. I'm probably wrong, Brad. How does that make you feel?
I just remember it's just that one moment in my life stuck with me when I said, man, Devil May Cry 3 is really hard. And
I'm gonna go with Super Mario 64.
Fuck you,
Fuck
Nolan.
yourself.
Fuck you, Nolan.
You know what? Maybe I'll do Devil May Cry 3 as a Let's Play so I don't have to embarrass myself in front of a
See
bunch
you
of people.
cry as that game beats your ass.
It's violent.
Super Smash
What's your
Bros.
answer, Brad? What's a game that you...
A game that people said was hard, and then I
that you
played
had,
it and I didn't really think it was too hard.
Yeah.
Spyro.
Spyro the
I
Dragon.
don't know if anyone says Spyro's hard.
Let's go to Krispy, and then I'll think about it.
Game that people said was hard.
You know,
that you didn't
okay, I'm
find
not going to say
challenging.
that I'm like an
I
expert
got
at
my
this
answer.
game, but Dark Souls, it's one of those, like, I definitely feel like there's more of a meme about that game being hard than it actually is.
Yeah, but that's a
I'm not saying it's not challenging, but, like, it's not... I talk to people all the time who will say, like, oh, yeah, I tried this game and I just couldn't get into it. And it's like, I really think if you get past the first 2 hours of Dark Souls, that
I can attest to that.
it is a completely different
I
experience.
got way more comfortable after the
It's
first
still hard.
couple hours.
It's challenging.
Area with the lava.
What's your...
Ceaseless Discharge?
Yes.
Yeah, that is kind of hard.
I did get through that pretty easily on my first try.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
I was broadcasting.
I'm not saying you weren't. I'm just saying Jesus Christ. I have an answer. It was a game that a lot of people said was kind of notoriously difficult, but I feel like I really kind of not breezed through the game, just like fucking ripped it apart. Was Ninja Gaiden for the Xbox.
Oh.
Yeah,
That
a
was
lot
hard.
of people have a hard time with that game, but it wasn't too much of an issue for me. I think maybe because I found like something that worked, a move that worked, or a combo that worked, and I just kind of stuck with it. But really didn't have a hard time with that game.
Was it hard?
I remember like everyone talked about how hard the Alma boss fight was. Alma? I think it was Alma.
Almost
From Fear?
No, well, there's also one in Ninja Gaiden.
No, there's only one Alma. I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, she was really easy for me. I don't know.
All right, moving on. Our final question for the eve. Matt F. asks,
Matt F.
was there ever a game that you wanted a friend to get into, but they just couldn't? Or vice versa?
I feel like I have this problem all the time. Silent Hill. Silent Hill.
Was there ever a game that you wanted a friend, like you wanted Nick to play a game really badly, but he couldn't get into it? Or vice versa, someone else wanted you to play a game, but you couldn't get into it?
Oh, I'm very open-minded. I play everything suggested to me. I once recommended that Crispy play Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and he played it for
act
like
I
2 hours.
That
and
is
just-
not true. I put a lot of
Mhm.
I put a lot of time into that, and
2.5 hours.
it was more than that. It was,
I don't think
it was
so.
Like
I think it was
4 hours.
I don't think so.
I died a lot. I had to play a lot of stuff over.
That game is not hard.
Dragon's Dogma. I really wanted Nick to get into Dragon's Dogma.
I wanted to. It wasn't that I couldn't get into it.
I really wanted Nick to get into Dark Souls.
Why is it always me? Why is it? Hey, I'm into Dark Souls. I am into Dark Souls.
You play a lot more Dark Souls 2 than you have 1, though.
Yeah, actually, I've never touched Dark Souls.
That's
1.
what I'm saying.
What
1
kind
is
of-
the one that I
What's up?
What kind of DS do you have? You have a.
I have that old Fire
Classic.
Emblem one.
Classic DS.
Okay. I could let you borrow. I did this with Nick because he had not really played a Castlevania game before.
Oh, Dogma.
And Symphony of the Night maybe is a little more challenging, but I recommended he play Dawn of Sorrow, which was the first one on the DS. He really liked it. I think you might like it too.
Is it good?
It's incredible.
It's horrible.
No, Dawn of Sorrow is good. Dawn of Sorrow is excellent.
Yeah,
I love that game.
That's a great game.
In fact, I'm actually considering going back after maybe next game. There's not a lot of handheld games to play right now.
Right.
Maybe after I finish Majora's Mask, I want to play another Castlevania. I'm thinking about doing Portrait of Ruin. Here's one, Brad. Chris Davis. I'll give Chris Davis credit for this one. I totally agree with him on this. We both wanted you to give fucking Splinter Cell Blacklist a try.
That's true.
I'd probably like it too.
You'd probably fucking love it because that game is great.
It just came out at a time where I wasn't really looking to play a Splinter Cell game. You know,
When are you ever looking to play a Splinter Cell game?
No, I mean, I like old school Splinter Cell, and I played all the way through Conviction, and I was like, fuck this series. What did they do? And I know Blacklist, you know, puts it back on track, but...
Blacklist is so good.
But, you know, it just... Like, the draw to Splinter Cell for me was the mechanics and how different it was from everything else out there. And I started Blacklist, and it's like, that didn't seem there, at least not yet, and I never liked that universe, like the story, the characters. I just don't care about anything Tom Clancy, really. So it's hard for that to be a draw as well. And I just, it's like the first area in that game, and it was just driving me crazy.
This is the question, which is... Would that answer the
Fucking
question?
Conviction drives me.
I guess my last answer would be. Oh God, I feel like. Never mind. Let's move on.
What?
Okay.
Let's move on.
Well, those are all the questions for this week. Thank you for submitting your questions.
Nick didn't answer.
Feel free.
Okay, you want to give me an answer? I feel like I've.
Like a Band-Aid, just do it.
Singularity.
Alan
Wake.
No.
Singularity.
Devil May Cry 3 doesn't count because that was me.
No, I was gonna say I've. This is not like this game isn't
Jericho.
This game isn't like amazing or anything, but it is a game that I've recommended to a lot of people just because it genuinely surprised me. I don't think anyone I've ever recommended it to has played it, and that's 007 Bloodstone. Game is pretty good.
Never heard of it.
I feel like you kind of gotta really like James Bond.
That was
you probably
the
do.
original Daniel Craig James Bond game. It's its own side story.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a nice spin-off.
Made
I liked it. Made by the guys who made Geometry Wars, Bizarre Creations.
Also,
which was weird.
Project Gotham. But yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That
too, which there are really great driving sequences.
Blur is really good too. They made that.
You could see the influence.
All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Please ask us your questions, and hopefully we will answer them every week.
So look for the post for questions on.
Just go to the
Sunday
Patreon
evenings
activity feed.
On the Patreon activity feed.
All right, and next every week we are going to be featuring a new forum thread that you should maybe go check out. This week's thread is called Track of the Week.
Which we did this last week too.
Yeah,
Or
this segment, yeah.
This segment.
This thread was posted by Prince of the Universe. So you can find it in the video game discussions section. Essentially, weekly submissions and voting on video game soundtracks. So every week there's a theme. Last week it was Best RPG Battle theme.
Oh, wow.
And they do 2 rounds of voting. You get to vote on the tracks that you think win. Last week the winner was submitted by Soapy. It was Nier, Song of the Ancient's Fate.
It's funny too because after it won, Prince of the Universe commented and he was like, "Really, Nier won? I didn't even know this game existed until you guys brought it up, and I've never heard anyone talk about it." And I was like, "You apparently don't listen to our podcast."
Yeah,
yeah, because a lot of us talked about it.
Because
and that soundtrack is incredible.
Yeah, it's good. This week's theme is Best Main Menu track. Huh?
Oh,
I got some good ideas.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Metroid Prime.
Mega Man 3.
So the thing is, he only takes the first 20 submissions every week.
Final Fantasy 9.
So you got to get in there and get your submission.
Get in there, and then once he moves on beyond the preliminary field, you'll be able to vote in a poll, and then he'll eventually narrow it down. So get in there, make an account on the forums over at 4playernetwork.com/community.
Mega Man 2 might be the best, to be honest. That's pretty classic.
Okay.
Sorry. Mega Man. Oh, I love 2 and 3.
Good job.
They're good games. And now it's time for everyone's real favorite part of the show. It's time for Chatter of the Week. Yay!
Yay!
There we go. All right, this is part of the show where we pit 2 chatters against each other in an all-out brawl and how fast they can beat the Order 1886. This week, our first chatter is...
Wait, what? Sorry.
the two chatters have to do a Project M of Order 1886.
Sure.
We should do that for a mini Project M there.
Yeah.
If we ever hit that milestone.
Our first chatter is Michael Vang from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Vangum94 in chat. His age is, take a guess, he's XY gender, and his social security number is 14. I'm just kidding. It's a bunch of X's. All right. Vangum's shameful secret. When I was a kid, I saw Resident Evil, the movie, with family and my cousins.
At least 21. Or probably 21.
Ever since I saw the movie, I've had nightmares, even so often about zombies, and I'd wake up scared as hell. You know how they said that pinching will wake you up? It doesn't. I've tried it. I felt the pain, and it did not wake me up.
What?
Despite the nightmares, I like to play zombie games.
Wait,
Who gets nightmares from Resident Evil? Man,
Well, if he was younger.
Movie,
you were like 40 when that movie came out.
Sure. That movie... I mean, all the first ones.
Man, the special effects in that movie.
Right?
oh, man.
All right, moving on.
They look like the original game.
Vangum's greatest gaming achievement. I got the true ending in Way of the Samurai 4.
4? Jesus. Man, I've always wanted to play 4, but it's only available digitally. Can't rent it.
Oh, he had a note on here I was supposed to read before I read all that. He said, "Hey guys, I've been watching since Jack played Raw Danger on the PS2 a couple years ago. I had never heard of 4Player before that. All I knew was the guys screaming when they played Fatal Frame. In other words, Brad's Fatal Frame video what introduced me to the podcast. Don't expect my greatest gaming achievement and shame to be great, but my top 5 will be different." So yeah, he's saying his greatest gaming achievement, Way of the Warrior, true ending. Way of the Samurai. I'm not familiar with Way of the Samurai games, so I don't know what the true
The original's
ending,
a classic.
true ending means. But Vangum's top 5 games of all time. Number 5, Grand Theft Auto.
Vice City.
3, San Andreas.
San Andreas.
5.
What? What is this dude, 21?
Number
I
4,
wish we had a vinyl scratch sound.
Akiba's
Strip.
What?
Trip.
Strip.
Wait, Trip or Strip?
Trip.
It's Akiba Strip.
I see what they did there.
It's not.
It's Akiba Strip.
Oh, I'm confused.
Continue,
Double
bro.
entendre.
Number 3, Freedom.
Fighters.
For the GameCube.
Freedom Fighters.
Maybe the Xbox or PS.
Freedom Wars.
What? Did this guy just get into games?
Like the PS Vita game?
Yeah, this just came out.
Number 2.
Hey, Vang's in chat right now.
Thanks for being in chat, Bang. Well, I mean, he knew he was going to be on tonight. Atelier Arland.
Atelier. What?
Isn't that one of the newer?
Atelier?
Yeah, Atelier.
That's French.
Atelier.
It's Japanese.
shit.
That's
Atelier.
what it is.
No, but I
Which
mean-
one? Let me see. Morona? Which one is it?
Yeah, he says in particular Maruru is my favorite. I don't know.
You know, it's funny. Before you get to number 1,
You were just fucking trying to see his number 1, weren't you, motherfucker?
No. It's. I was like, man, this dude's kind of pervy to put Akiba Strip on his top 5 of all time, right? Because you rip clothes off girls, but
And boys.
Sorry.
His number 1 game of all time.
Hyperdimension Neptunia.
Did
I guess?
How did you know?
Did I
Did
guess
he say it in
You
chat?
No. Did I guess it?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Which hyperdimension Neptunia?
There's more than one?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
I have no idea how I just did that.
Yeah. How did you do that?
Because you said that it was pervy. That's the only game that I could think of that's like...
But I said
kind of pervy.
I said Akiba. Oh wow. I mean, it's not even that pervy, but.
I am good.
In fact, this is good because there's a new one coming out, and some people seem to be really hyped for it. I need someone to sell me on whether I should rent that or not because, I hear good things about it. Maybe it'd be fun to watch.
All right, moving on. This week, Vangum is up against Wesley, 26, Evil Jim in chat from Alabama. He says, I remember back when I first found Justin TV because people would stream leaked games. Then I started to check out some of the other channels and at first thought, who would want to watch 4 guys sitting around a table talking about video games? But now I do every week.
Woo! Woo!
Thanks, Evil Jim. Evil Jim, shameful secret! When I was younger, I was playing Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance on my small TV in my room at 3 in the morning. At this time, the weird part happened when everything goes crazy and the game starts talking to you by telling you have played too long and turn it off.
Wait, which game is this?
MGS2 when you're riding, you're running around and the colonel
the
calls
weird
you
ass
and he's
shit
like,
again.
I was driving home from work one day and the sunset, blah, 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 like all the shit he starts saying, all the shit he
That part was
says.
weird.
Yeah.
Colonel.
Being young and 3 o'clock in the morning, I started freaking out and turned it off. I did come back later in the day and realized it was just part of the game, but I always remember that and the game got the best of me. Dude, I agree. Like, I remember when I was, like, playing that, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, I thought the game was messing up. That's what Kojima's best at, is that kind of
It
shit.
sounds like he actually thought it was more than just messing up.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
because
it was, like,
he was
haunted or
young
something.
and 3 in the morning and probably
Remember
just-
the nightmare from Metal Gear Solid 3?
That was so fucking... I'm so mad that they took that out of the remake. It
Did
sucks.
they?
Yeah, yeah, it's not in the HD remake.
Oh my god.
Licensing.
Oh.
Wait, but
Say what?
Isn't that like a... Wow.
it was like a failed prototype or something.
Yeah,
wasn't
don't
it?
ask me. I don't know why.
I don't
I just know it's not in the remake.
I don't know.
Because I was excited for it, and then it wasn't there.
Mm.
All right. Evil Jim's greatest gaming achievement. He says, my greatest gaming achievement is for a different type of gaming. In the early 2000s, I played a pen and paper Star Wars RPG set between Episode 1 and Episode 2.
Oh, the best period.
It is still the biggest game I've been a part of. Most groups have a DM and 4 or 5 people. This group had a DM and around 10 players.
Jesus.
I played a human sniper, but with so many players and a lot of political plots, I mainly just followed around and piloted some of the transports. But in this one session, I had a moment where we were investigating Camino, the planet where the clone troopers were created.
I remember that.
And of course, Jango Fett comes up and fires up his jetpack. As he gets in the air, I call shot his jetpack and rolled a crit, destroying the jetpack. He then fell into the ocean below. To this day, the players in that group remember the event. Even last Christmas, my mom was at a local comic book store looking for him a present and ran into the DM, who now publishes comics, and a player, who's an artist, and the player was doing commissions and she knew exactly what to draw. I attached a picture that I got the moment Jango's jetpack exploded.
Wait, is it?
So that's the picture, and I saved it so y'all can
wanna see
see.
this
How can
picture.
such miserable people become so successful?
I don't know what to
God,
say
you
to
fucking
that.
horrible person.
I'm
Brad's
sorry.
a horrible
kidding. I was
person.
kidding.
Where'd it
I'm
go?
kidding.
There it is.
You know, it's one thing to do like
Brad spent how many years
Like
playing
a-
a text-based mud?
well, that's fucking.
But it
different.
wasn't based on Star
Yeah.
Wars episodes.
This is the
exactly.
photo he had commissioned of Jango Fett's
That's pretty good
jetpack
drawing.
being destroyed.
That's pretty good.
It's one thing to do pen and paper based off of the Star Wars universe, but to actually have like shitty characters from the movies, like
Yeah.
That's his
pretty-
greatest gaming achievement.
It's like
pretty
if you
cool.
were gonna do an RPG in the
wait, this
prequel-
wasn't a shameful secret.
if you were gonna
Oh my
do
God.
it was his greatest gaming achievement. If you were gonna do like an RPG of a Star Wars RPG set in the prequel era, why would you go to the same hackneyed locations that they went to?
Well, clearly
wouldn't
they
you,
didn't
wouldn't
have
you
the
use
best
that
DM.
opportunity to be like, let's go to new places and forget all about those shitty movies?
No.
Anyway, moving on. Evil Jim's top 5 games of all time. Number 5.
Evil Jim was forever known as the hero of Camino. Sorry.
Number 5. The Elder Scrolls.
3 Morrowind. Oh, what am I talking about? Episode 1 and 2. I'm gonna go with Oblivion.
I'm gonna go Skyrim.
Morrowind.
3. Morrowind. Go with your gut, Brad. Number 4. Fallout.
3.
New
Brotherhood
Vegas.
of Steel.
What? What is that? Is it? Wait, that's the fucking isometric.
The PS1.
Yeah.
Big Bad says a guy that hosts a gaming podcast. Wait, I host a gaming podcast.
Yeah, you do.
Brad doesn't host a gaming
Brad
podcast.
doesn't
Brad
host
just
shit.
participates.
God damn it, Big
Well,
Bad.
he hosts the
Shots fired.
podcast as far as
New Vegas. Moving on.
Technicality.
Number 3. Alpha.
protocol.
Centauri.
Protocol.
Protocol. Number 2. Mass Effect.
2. It's
Two.
always
I'm
2.
gonna go with 1 because he chose the right Elder Scrolls game, which means he actually likes RPGs.
Mass Effect. And his number 1 game of all time is Star Wars.
Jedi Power Battles.
Obi-Wan, Star Wars,
Star
Obi-Wan.
Wars Obi-Wan from the original episode.
Star Wars: The Phantom Menace for PS1.
Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Outcast.
Star Wars Pod Racers.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I was just saying, Nick, do you have
Knights of the Old Republic.
a Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic?
Boom, called that shit.
So once again, we have Vangam versus Evil Jim. Vangam scared of Resident Evil. Got the true ending way of the samurai. Grand Theft Auto 5 and Keep a Strip, Freedom Warriors. How do you say it?
Atelier,
Ireland. And Hyperdimension Neptunia against Evil Jim, who freaked out at Metal Gear Solid 2. He likes that Star Wars paper and pen game. And Morrowind, New Vegas, Alpha Protocol, Mass Effect, and KOTOR.
I think KOTOR's overrated, to be honest. But I'm still going to vote for him.
That's a mean thing to say.
I'm not trying to be mean. But I am going to vote for him because...
Evil Jim?
Evil Jim, because that is truly a shameful secret. To play a
That was his greatest gaming achievement.
No. It was a shame. It was his shame.
You sounded like a speaking spell.
Your achievement's bad and you should feel bad.
If you typed a word into speak and spell and it just said no, would you throw that speak and spell away and set it on fire?
I'm gonna vote for Evil Jim because he had he was brave enough to come out and deliver his greatest gaming achievement about his pen and paper Star Wars game.
I'm gonna give it to Jim too, only because his list makes like way more sense.
and
that other one was fucking weird.
And yes, that does make more sense to me.
So congratulations, Evil Jim. You are the winner of this week's Chatter of the Week. Woo!
Woo!
If you at home would like to be entered in Chatter of the Week, all you have to do is send an email to your latest college professor. Be like, hey, thanks for giving me that A. And then after you're done with that, go to 4playernetwork.com. On the top, there's a box that says Chatter of the Week. Click on that box, fill out the form, and you're done.
It's quite simple now.
And then you too could be Chatter of the Week.
You've had some submissions from that, right?
Yeah, quite a few.
Cool. So yeah, go ahead and do that, guys. Really appreciate it if you want to be featured on a future episode of the show. But now it is time to wrap up with the 4-player minute, and it is getting late, guys. Let's try and keep it.
Jesus, it is late.
To a minute.
Jesus.
Can you do that this time, Brad?
Yeah, I did it last time.
I know, and that was like the first time in 398 episodes that you did that.
My sweat is Tekken 7, man. I've been watching some footage of this. It's got fucking supers. Tekken with supers, man. I really was expecting them to kind of step the series forward a little bit. This just seems like more Tekken with some weird, stupid shit. My hype is Witcher 3. I finished Baptism of Fire, and oh my god damn it. Krispy, you gotta read these books.
Okay.
Fuck you goes to Nintendo because I want an Ike Amiibo. But I kind of just want it to show up in my lap, and it hasn't. And I want.
But wouldn't it be nice if the Ike Amiibo you bought?
You're making my thing longer. Which I think is okay, but these guys. I just want a new 3DS and an Ike Amiibo, but I can't get one because Nintendo is crazy. And thank you to all of our patrons. To our patrons. Thank you to all our patrons. Here's to hoping that we hit our next big milestone at which is the mini Project M series.
No, the next one is travel equipment because we dipped
right.
down below.
Someone please get us back to travel equipment because we need that stuff. And then the next milestone's the big fun one, so I hope we hit that one. Because I want to beat these guys in Super Metroid.
I think we agreed we're not doing that.
What the? Okay, that's all.
All right, my 4-player minute starts now. My hype.
Dr. Gonza, the correct quote was, "You're making my thing longer." Brad, 2015. Sorry, go ahead.
My hype. Majora's Mask. I was kind of feeling meh about the game, but then capturing footage and stuff has kind of brought back memories of playing it, so I'm pretty excited to play more of it. My sweat is for Persona 3. Man, I love that game, but it's a game. And also it crashed on me the other day, which sucked. It never crashed on me when I was playing it on the PS2, but because I downloaded it, crashed on me, which sucks. My fuck you this week goes to Nintendo as well. Fuck the launch of Majora's Mask, the Amiibos, Chris Davis's 3DS being fucked up, and he's got to send it back. Did you know that 1 in 4 people, their 3DSs are fucked up?
Are you spreading inaccurate information again? No.
Well, that's what Chris Davis told me, so he's clearly 100% accurate. And then my other fuck you this week also goes to Nintendo. Because, come on, Nintendo. Seriously? You know what you did.
Krispy?
Come on. All right, my hype for this week, my saving face hype is for Bloodborne, as it always is. But my secret deep down hype secret hype
Hyperdimension
is for Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
Oh,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
I kind of want to play it. It looks like it could be cool.
Why? There hasn't been a good Dragon Ball game
someone
since
sell me on this
Don't
game.
worry, I'm not gonna pay for
Someone
it.
sell me on this game, please.
I kind of want to play it. It looks
What
kind
is
of
it?
cool.
It's
It's just another Dragon Ball fighting game,
There's
but
so
they have
many
a
of them.
full
But-
character creator and like they have
What
real
is the
time.
point of a character?
Shut up! Just shut up, Brad.
Apparently, you play a Trunks-like character who's kind of a time traveler, and you kind of interject yourself into the timeline.
And they said the story kind of sucks.
All right, guys.
But I don't care. Anyway, my
We just jumped up to be above that $600 mile marker again.
Back to where we were earlier.
Thank you to the mysterious donor.
and my okay, so my sweat is going to be collectively for Phantom Dust, The Order, and Last Guardian. Actually, Phantom Dust, Last Guardian, and The Order in that order.
It's like a fish.
My fuck you goes to Nintendo for that wonderful new 3DS launch because I don't know what the business I don't know what the business model behind sending 12 3DSs to America is.
It's like Nintendo's at their
It doesn't
headquarters.
seem quite right.
They're at their headquarters and they're like, everyone likes our limited edition like DSs, right? And they're like, yeah. And they're
See,
like,
that
so
I
let's
get.
make like 40 of them.
Okay, that I can kind of understand.
You can't
if
find
it
a
was like
regular one.
if it's a limited edition one and they're like we're gonna make 10,000 and that's it. Like at least say that. At least
Yeah.
put a number on it and be like there's only gonna be 10,000 of them. They're gonna be really hard to find. Whatever. You know, PlayStation did that with the 25th anniversary
Yeah.
of PlayStation, and you know no one got pissed about that because it was like that is a limited edition item. Okay, fine. But like even the
I guess the regular one,
like
yeah.
the regular ones, it's like how come nobody can buy one of those? Like it just I don't know. It seems like if you're going to be short supplied, that's fine, but at least talk to people. Don't let your retailers not know how many you're going to be sending them so that they take 1 billion pre-orders and then have to go cancel on people and piss everyone off. It's like if everyone was just talking to each other a little bit more, this kind of shit wouldn't happen. And my thank you for the week goes to Peter Molyneux just for being a crazy fucking asshole. And it's really entertaining to watch and have no monetary involvement whatsoever. But for people who did back Goddess and, you know, all of his craziness, I'm very sorry.
Yep, me too.
All right, my hype this week goes to Patreon. We've hit 6 of our milestones officially, and it's time to start looking into the ways we're going to start executing those things. It's going to include going on a camping trip, getting new stuff for this room, for the setup. It's going to be exciting, getting new equipment for our travels when we go to E3. We get to go shopping, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So, yay! That's gonna be fun. My sweat is for the Order, because I'm sinking money into that this week. So I'm going to play it on the feed. I was going to.
Is that going to
regardless.
Redbox?
It is
I hope so.
Is that good Redbox?
If it is, I'm gonna Redbox it.
But I'll be playing that. I'm very worried about it. I was very excited about it, but at the same time, for reasons we've discussed, I'm very worried. My fuck you of the week also goes to Nintendo because I'm really getting sick and tired of this business model. Let's build hype for our shit by not putting enough
Should
out there.
Nintendo just be a developer?
It's 2015. Like there wasn't even a shortage for PS4s and Xbox Ones. Like what is their
I think Nintendo should just be a developer.
maybe
They should just drop all their
software developer.
Yeah, software developer. They should drop all their hardware.
But their handheld market is still really profitable.
It's
do they have handhelds? You can't buy them anywhere here.
That's ridiculous.
I keep calling GameStop and they say maybe check back Friday. Jesus fucking Christ!
My thank you for this week goes to Locked Username for sending me a copy of Saints Row 3.
Oh, nice. That's
You don't know.
I mean, I haven't booted it up yet.
They're
He
both
sent me-
good games.
He sent me. I mean, I haven't played either one of them, so I'm going to be
I
playing.
mean,
it.
one's
That's
definitely
definitely
better
wow.
than the other.
I agree.
But either way, I'm appreciative, and I do. It is a series I want to dive back into. So
You know, if you're the kind of person who's like, oh, a Dragon Ball Z game with the character creator, that doesn't sound like anything I'd be interested in. You're not a very interesting person.
What?
Fuck you, Brad.
Do you want to? Hold on.
Fuck you.
I have an answer for your.
that wasn't a challenge, Brad. We need to wrap the show up.
It's because
Yeah, I agree.
fucking Akira Toriyama's artwork is already fucking like character creator. You know, all his fucking designs look the fucking same. You know, you go from like fucking Chrono Trigger to Dragon Quest to
Look,
Dragon Ball Z.
look,
They all look the fucking same.
I know that you were born so long ago that your imagination dried up a long time ago, okay? But when I was a kid watching Dragon Ball Z, I always wanted to make my own character and live in that world and be awesome like everybody else, okay? And now, I can finally do that. So fuck you.
He doesn't
So
even
fuck
do
you.
designs anymore. He has a
Fuck
studio
you.
that regurgitates his art style. It's pathetic.
Fuck you.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast this week. I'm glad this, let's wrap this up. It's almost fucking midnight. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to check out the website 4playernetwork.com. As we mentioned at the beginning of the show, it is getting close to E3 time. We're going to be submitting our applications for E3 here pretty soon. And site traffic plays a major role in that. So if you haven't yet, please visit the site, bookmark us, check back often for the featured forum threads. And if you haven't yet, please visit the forums over at 4playernetwork.com/community, create a forum account, and become active in the community. We really appreciate it. What are you doing, Nolan?
Nothing. I was trying to stop something from
You
happening.
want a Dragon Ball Z character creator? It's called the Cast of Blue Dragons.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much
Right.
for listening. We'll be back here next Tuesday night for another podcast.
Yep.
And of course, we broadcast games every single night, as we've done so for almost 7 years. So you'll catch us again tomorrow. Brad, are you broadcasting anything tonight?
No, I'm going to sleep.
Brad's going to sleep.
In fact, I should have been in bed an hour ago.
Oh shit, we fucked up. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.
Bye, guys.